Virtually every one of the top 40 records being played on every radio station in the United States is a communication to the children to take a trip, to cop out, to groove. The psychedelic jackets on the record albums have their own.
This is a special question. We don't want you to smoke genetically modified ganja. We want you to smoke the real thing.
Me?
Want you to smoke the natural herb.
Sweet.
Some call it marijuana.
Sweet.
Some call it sesame.
Sweet.
Some call it lamb's bread.
The tea.
And some people call it...
Welcome to another edition of the Adam Dunn Show. I am your host, Adam Dunn.
I'm Dave Jarnick.
And I'm your co-host, Tim McCormick.
Wow, good job, Tim.
Thank you.
Wow.
And we have Eli in the studio from Let It Be Light.
It's Rio.
Oh, it's Eli, I said. Did I say Eli?
Yes, you did.
Wow.
I was like, did you change his name?
I like how it changed. I'm good at that.
Well, I thought we had balanced.
No.
Apparently,
It was
No.
still Jewish of a name.
That was it. I kept it in the zone.
Elijah.
I kept it in the pocket. There you go. So, but we will be getting to Rio in a second. We have a fucking packed show. Let me tell you, we have all sorts. We're coming in from everywhere. We got James Bean, man on the scene, bringing in some breeders. We've got our newest sponsor, Yin from Sunscape LED, coming on in a little bit. We got is Oscar coming on with him also, or did you arrange that? Hope so. I'm hoping we have Oscar too, which is his R&D guy.
He's listening right now.
So now that he knows that we want him on the show, we will have
Oscar.
him on the show.
Paging Oscar.
We got Raw Connect coming on. We had First Principle Genetics, but apparently they're going to come on later in a different show. So, let's see. I have to go back. I mean, we got to. Well, I got Tim
I tried to share the Instagram story today, and I instantly got rejected and said, "You're too many words." I had to
I had to cut down. I was so surprised that when I did the whole thing and I put it in, I was like, wow, that's not too many words. And then I put one letter in extra, and it was like too many words. I was like, fuck, I nailed it right to the hilt.
because it added reposted with regram, and that's what threw it off. And I couldn't for the life of me figure it out. I'm like, if you did it, why can't it won't let me do it?
It was
Interesting.
I had a lot of things to throw in, and I went last night to Cypress Hill for their Philharmonic.
30th.
It was the 30th anniversary of Black Sunday Philharmonic Orchestra with Cypress Hill.
Colorado
Very.
Symphony Orchestra.
Oh, Colorado Symphony.
On a play on the Simpsons episode.
Exactly.
from
So what
96.
happened was on The Simpsons, when they had the Philharmonic Orchestra from Denver playing Cypress Hill, they somehow in a boardroom meeting were like, hey, we should do this for real. And they got it for real. So it was pretty cool. Colorado is turning into cartoon land, isn't it? It's like, if it isn't South Park, now we're doing Simpsons things. I mean, we're covering all bases.
Well, apparently the South Park guys are in trouble with
for not
the Casa Bonita.
that's how I roll it.
Like they're all all the staff are revolting. They sent like some big huge letter saying, "Treat us better. We want better." Like because they're only open like 2 days a week, and everyone was promised wages and health insurance and.
That's why
It's weird.
That's why there's a police presence out there. I think.
Is it really?
Yeah, they're blocking.
And one of the agreements was they have to have metal detectors for the patrons and for the employees.
I don't know what this world is coming to.
So they get shanked while ordering a burrito.
Yeah.
Welcome to Denver.
It's pretty crazy, but they're also they weren't not allowing them to have tips, which I'm sure didn't really help.
What?
Yeah, they said they were like, you know what, we're going to pay our staff well, and don't tip them. And I was like, oh, that's a tough one. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, so then if you've been to Europe, you know, when you don't tip, service goes way the fuck downhill. Like you're like, hey, excuse me, I like to pay. Hey, excuse me. Like 20 minutes go by. You're like, all I'm trying to do is fucking pay. This is so hard because they don't give a fuck. They're like, what? We get paid the same whether we come to the table or we don't. And if we come to the table, that means we have to clean it up and then get other people in here, and that's a lot of work. So let's not do that. But yeah, kind of crazy.
Welcome to Colorado.
Exactly. So
Fuck 'em.
now Rio, getting it correct. I'm getting it correct. I'm gonna go back.
That's my name.
Don't wear it out. Eli. I swear to God, it came so natural. It came so naturally. it was
Same
like
thing.
boom, and
Maybe you're channeling.
it's because I was trying to like read at the same time, which doesn't work out. So
Well,
yeah.
I thought you were like, oh, he Rio said something to him beforehand, and he doesn't want to go by Rio. He wants to go by Eli.
Could have been
for some reason.
Maybe he will from
That
now
would be
on.
him, yeah.
So Rio, tell us some. So we got you next. We're gonna have you. Actually, we're gonna have you on next week. So this is like a taste, just a little test. So now next week I'll get it right. I'll have a whole second chance of getting the name right. But then,
You'll
but-
be Benjamin by
Just a
then.
little smidgen of Rio before the main course.
right, and then but next week you'll be getting really close to your event, which looks amazing, and it's called the.
All right, so I'll introduce myself
Yeah, you go for it.
properly.
Yeah, there you go.
My name is Rio. I work in the spiritual community based essentially out of Boulder, Colorado, and I've spread out all over, the world, but most recently to Denver, and we are launching a wonderful new product, which is psilocybin. I mean, psilocybin's been around for a minute, but this particular blend and conscious structure of very integral partnership between plant medicines has created this wonderful medicine, and it's called Golden Path. And Let It Be Light and Golden Path are coming together to create this wonderful retreat and launch party in downtown Denver. It's also my birthday, and
There you go. Happy birthday.
thank you.
On that day or coming?
The 2nd of
Right.
August, and
Nice.
the retreat is August 4th, 5th, and 6th, and the launch party is the 5th, Saturday night, and the Adam Dunn show is part of it, and so
I'm excited.
all of you are now, and also there's definitely a lot of other contributing factors and friends involved with maps and involved with many wonderful organizations. We can definitely talk more about, but Strainsmith is a new one that's coming out. And essentially the overall intention is to, I think, bring people closer to understanding that the medicine, the plant medicine specifically with psilocybin, especially with a microdose, is probably the healthiest thing you can do for your life overall. But more than, beyond that, if you are dealing with psychiatric issues, I mean, this can actually cure that. But the whole spectrum.
Got to be careful when you say cure, though. Can help it. Let's say help. Cure's always one of those tough ones.
Excuse me.
No, there's been. I mean,
nobody gave me any rule. Nobody gave me.
Oh no, it's
you
fine.
guys talked about rules, but I
there's
didn't
no
get any
rule-
rules.
There's no rules. We've just seen in the past when people say the word cure, they get a little bit like, well, you can't say that because obviously, but for sure help. And is it so? It's a blend. You said right? It's like a.
It's a blend. Obviously, and I've mentioned that. Am I allowed to say psilocybin?
Oh yeah, for sure. We talk about it all the time.
I did no warm up because I didn't want to have any.
No, you can say psilocybin, you can say psychedelics. We all attended the MAPS conference. We have all done our journeying. Some continue to journey. We've had someone sitting in that very seat a month ago who is heavily journeying.
Deep in their
Deep
journey.
journeying. Spoke to him today. Sounded great. You are more than, the floor is yours. Tell us what's this.
Magic bag.
What's it made
the
of?
golden bag. Okay, so actually, my wonderful partner in life brought me this from Russia. The bag. It happened to be golden. So, the medicine is Golden Path. This is for you.
Let's see if we got it on the screen. These are in gummy form.
It's more than a gummy. I don't even like the word
Because
gummy
it's heavy. It's got some
anymore.
weight to it. Girth.
Yeah, I don't like the word gummy. This is a super fruit, like square of just goodness, full of adaptogens, neurotropics, of course.
I'm glad it's pectin. I'm glad it's a pectin based. I'm like, I'm always looking for the ingredient list there. I've been trained. beautiful.
Yeah.
And so microdose, because a microdose is, for one, is different than a microdose for another. Like we've had like quarter gram microdoses, then we've had tenth of a gram microdoses, and we've seen everything in between. And
Yeah, let's break it up and let's have one. Let's all have a little ceremony here.
let's do it. It's good.
These are
It's good to have you at the start of the show too.
Yeah.
That always helps.
well, especially because of the formula in these. It seems to enhance, just like the way LSD enhances like whatever you're feeling, bad or good. Well, these seem to propel you deeper and more thoroughly into what you are actually attaining and need to attain and manifesting, like kind of all aligned. It's quite a concoction, and like I said, it's a proprietary blend of neurotropics, a few different types of mushrooms, penis envy, for one.
Definitely one of the faves around here.
Definitely a Colorado favorite.
It is definitely.
And
It's the flavor of the week.
Golden Teachers, also the name, obviously. Thank you. The name obviously comes from.
It tastes great.
Yeah, really great.
Golden Teachers.
I feel like golden teachers are definitely good ones for group sessions and stuff too, though, because it's definitely like penis envies are strong. Golden teachers are somewhere milder for sure, but they're definitely they're easy ones to work with.
Definitely.
I feel like always.
Yeah.
We used to sell mushrooms in Amsterdam in the late 90s, and it was kind of like the first social kind of open experiment. Conscious Dreams was the first group that did it, and then all of a sudden it started opening up, and then it was getting to the point where we felt we were doing a service because we really saw so many shops not doing a good job. Like, just eat a pack and then eat another pack, and you'd be like, no, eat a half a pack and wait a while and then think about it. So we were always pushing for safety, is a key.
Absolutely.
And that's one of the things whenever you're holding a session, you definitely don't want to have to deal with any kind of traumas.
Yeah, holding space.
Yeah, exactly.
Recently, it's funny that you should mention that. Recently, somebody said to me during a very impromptu, very delicate ceremony, very intimate ceremony, and someone in the group said to me, "Oh, when the word ayahuasca comes up, they're like, oh no, like I couldn't imagine. I've heard stories of like, people, chawing at the bit and like being even, violent. And so I said to them like, well, so she's like, what happens if that happens? And I'm like, well, but basically as a healer, my answer is like, is that bad? And, she says to me, is that bad? And I think to myself, whatever comes through, and the container is there to hold the space for that. So I just feel like, the mainstream public is so afraid of breaking through these deeply rooted barriers that are, essentially keeping them in slavery.
Well, and I've seen, because we've sat in on ceremony, and it's been like, over in the corner over there, someone's going through a lot, right? But at the end, seeing them they're totally different to me, like, oh man, they needed it, you know what I mean? It was important shit. So it was, but it is sometimes, it's hard when you're in a group like that because you try to block those out as you're getting into your own zone. And there's been times where, it's like some people just don't get it, and they just like, they have never released, and now all of a sudden they're releasing almost in an embarrassing way for the rest of the people, because they're like, Jesus Christ, dude, like how much have you held up over the years? And I've seen
mainstreamia is used to giving somebody a pill, and then they just shut up and it goes away, and they never hear about it. So when somebody's confronting their demons, facing them openly in a communal setting, maybe it's on them, on the other people, for not realizing that others were going to get where they feel they are, and it's a journey. And so
it's definitely a journey. I feel like I feel like the back to the mushrooms and back to this this gathering, this retreat, and this launch party. It has to do with introducing people on the most micro level to their own healing. I mean, truly, that's really what it comes to.
No, it's really awesome. I grew up in, nowhere, Missouri, and they taught us that if you eat mushrooms, your arm's going to turn into an orange, and you're going to peel your orange.
Oh,
you're going to peel your arm.
Peel your orange.
Peel
your orange, kid.
And it's like that intimidates a lot of people, I think, from actually experiencing and like letting go and actually breaking through. I feel
It's reefer madness, just
Yeah.
for a different substance.
exactly, and it's sad because this is one of the most therapeutic substances we have.
Thank you. No, absolutely.
So you're based in Boulder, and this is a launch party for your company or this product or all of the above?
Thank you for asking. Yeah, so I am based in Boulder in Sunshine Canyon. Been there for 20 years. I also have another location in Netherlands, which is that we've talked about is a geodesic dome that a buckyball built by Buzz Aldrin in 1973. And I became the proud owner of it in 2009, and I've been stewarding it. And
Did people come there knowing about it from before, or is it kind of just only for those who knew kind of thing?
Well, in our community, in our healing community, in our in our dynamic, it's been many a time a hub for ceremony and gatherings.
Yeah, and tell me about because you were telling me about how it's all set. Buzz Aldrin, of course, commissioned it, so that means there's some extra specialness going on there.
Yeah.
In '72, right?
Did he bury some moon rocks up there or something like that?
Well, I mean, the real deal story is that I believe, and even if it was taped in '69, that by '72 we must have gotten there. It's just way too much data at this point to, that it didn't. Anyway, so.
Wait, we're actually going to have a conversation on whether the moon landing was.
No, we can't go there. We cannot go there.
Dude, did you see Joe Rogan? Did you see Joe Rogan the other day though?
No.
Oh man, he had this killer guest, and he was talking about Lookout Mountain. So Lookout Mountain, which is in Laurel Canyon, and is very famous spot where they did. Basically, it's where they filmed. They did 6,500 films for the government, and. You know those nuclear bomb things that everybody thought were real?
Oh, yeah.
All fake. And you can look at it now and you go like, of course it's fake. Look at it. It looks like Godzilla. It looks like a Godzilla film. And it's like, they made those films on purpose to fucking freak out the Russians and go, look, we got nuclear bombs.
Absolutely.
Fuck you. And they're like, oh no, look at that building. It blew up. Go look at it again.
Propaganda is real, man.
Go look at it again, knowing that they filmed it at that place, and go back and then start thinking about what else they bullshit us about.
Right.
And they said if there was filming of the moon landing done, it was done in that studio and by Kubrick, and everybody knows
Probably.
it. So let's.
What's crazy
Go with
is
it.
how similar the actual fucking moon looks to the shit they made.
Right.
All right, guys, so let's do this ceremony. Anybody in the studio is welcome to join the ceremony.
Take some more.
Odie, you probably would have 4 or 5.
Okay, so whoever wants to partake in this very.
I already had one.
Oh, you did?
Have another
Oh,
one.
well, I thought. Okay.
No, you just handed them out.
No, you have to do an extra one now.
gotta
That's,
do one. Yeah, do
it's a
more.
crazy day. It's one of those crazy days, sir.
Go for it.
All right, so yeah, just hold it to your heart and really just like speak some intention. Seriously, as corny as it fucking sounds, as corny as it sounds, just hold it to your heart and ask the medicine to show you like what you need to see and take you where you need to go. And even in the smallest way, it's all so aligned.
It's all about intention.
It's all about intention. Thank you.
For sure.
And then I don't even like to chew it up. I like to let it sit in my mouth for a second, and it just dissolves. It's just,
Unfortunately, I'm a glutton, and I just went straight down the gut. It went into the gullet.
I think I chewed it once.
But I did let it. No, I let it dissolve too. It has a very nice dissolve.
no, it really does. It's
not a gummy like you said.
all organic.
It's more of a dissolving.
Tell us about the actual it's not a gummy. We're not calling it a gummy. What are we calling it?
It's a superfruit snack, really.
Okay.
I like that.
This
It's probably got
superfruit
more. It
snack.
probably has more life and nutrients than a whole meal.
So we've had on some mycologists with PhDs, with multiple degrees. We've had on-the-job training people. Then they all brought something to the table. But I think one of the the key takeaways I've had from the extracts right now, being so new in the industry, is that the gummies need to be individually wrapped, because once the package is opened, the psilocybin and everything around it oxidizes and it loses potency. And I'm wondering if you've taken a bag out, had one, and then a week later had another one, and 2 weeks later had another, because all of we have a friend who is involved in a company that's making these. They're not gummies, they're more pressed pills.
Yeah, I think I know.
Thing. And they're in like blister packs.
Yeah.
Because they're the only issue, the hurdle they haven't been able to overcome is shelf stabilization.
Something tells me that's why there's a small faction of people doing gel tab LSD.
For stability.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're talking about those little
Pyramids,
gels.
yeah, those are nice.
Well, yeah, but back to the question. I mean, you made me think of it. I really never truly.
They never sat around long enough. That's the problem.
No. And they have. No, the truth is they have.
Do you have any
there's different mushrooms. There's different.
You have any like original, like a couple, just from the original run or something that you can go back and test?
It's super potent at that point. It goes beyond impotency and becomes super potent.
Strong like bull. Like bull.
Yes.
Interesting.
Well,
Yeah.
we'd be willing to test them.
I actually, like, as I'm hearing it, I think there's something to it. So we have I call it pillowcase, which is two doses, enough to share with your significant other or your, dog, if dog likes mushrooms.
Yeah.
2's a pillowcase, 4 is bed sheets.
There you go. No,
8.
it's like a sample, it's like a gift kind of size, and it's got a barcode and,
What you need? Oh, there you go.
Thank you. Appreciate you, bro.
Make love to the mic.
All right. Oh, you want to hear me rhyme? Y'all want to hear me rhyme?
Yeah.
240 is my name, and love is my game.
Oh yeah, it's definitely the seat.
It's the seat. It's the seat. I knew it.
You're in the seat of power.
You guys like the power seat? Yeah, baby. What am I supposed to do? It's all about seats. Seat assignments.
Then we had rappers there before. We had rappers 2 weeks ago there, or no, 1 week.
Whatever happened with our friend that was here that day that got into that competition with Red in California? Remember?
Who? Dan? Dirty Dan? Our guy?
No. The what's his
That's
name?
still
Josh's kid.
Yeah, Dirty
Josh's,
Dan. Dirty Dan.
Dirty
I'm telling
Dan,
you
okay.
5 times in a row. Dirty Dan.
Dirty Dan. Whatever.
Crushed
With that.
Dirty.
We don't. They still haven't.
Super Bowl.
I don't think they did the.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, they're pushing it to the Super Bowl. Yes.
Oh,
But he still won. He
Super
won
Bowl?
his leg. He won his leg.
Okay.
And they were supposed to do it on 420, but I have a feeling that they're just trying to scoop up more contestants to put it off. And
Well,
they're
then
gonna do it.
Rio, you're more than welcome to lay it down right
Oh
now.
yeah, you got a chance. Still. You
got
still
a
got a
chance.
chance.
You
25.
gotta wait till the real. This is just a little preliminary.
Oh yeah.
This is a little preliminary break, little piece.
He's got to go home and he's gonna go home and write some
gotta
lines.
scribble
I'll break
some
off a
out.
small chunk,
Yeah, you gotta get
but
that
on
little-
Friday,
next week. Oh.
yeah, tune in Friday.
So who we got next? Yeah, let's talk about that real quick because we're gonna have you back next week, and we're gonna
Yeah.
be chilling with also your shaman coming in from Guatemala, right? Or
So, well, I mean, I don't know where you're getting your information. He has a lot of people. There's a lot of people apparently between. No.
Hold on a sec. Kyle, you got bad information,
come on,
buddy.
Kyle. Come here, man.
Bad information.
Bring Kyle
You
up
know
here.
what? From now on, Brittany, you need to check his facts. He set Adam up for like. Yeah, he did. Check. Measure twice, cut once.
It's weird.
Okay.
All right, so let's just like to sum it all up.
yeah, next week.
Next week I'll be on and I will give full information because then we'll be a week out.
Yep.
And yeah, let it be light and love yourself and yeah.
And secret guests and some
And
secrets.
peace and love.
No,
Kyle,
Jared.
can you replace me or how does this work?
No, it's okay. Don't worry about it. We're good.
I want to leave a chair open.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you on.
No, we have people calling in a minute anyway, so we're all
All right,
good.
guys. Much love.
Shout out to Dan.
So next week, Rio will be back.
Don't forget your
Don't
golden
forget
bag.
bag. You're getting in trouble. You'll get in trouble with that. And what's the other one? You didn't tell us about the Canopro. What's that?
We'll talk about that.
Next week. Okay. See, you pulled it out.
To be continued.
Yeah, you can't do it all at once. You gotta work it out. So well. So next week,
no time to be
we will
silly.
have an update on that. So if you're interested, and if you're in Denver and you want to get involved, you can check out on the link in the description on the show, and you can go onto there and sign up for it. So sounds cool.
Oh, he's back.
Oh, don't forget
you know you
those.
need those.
Don't forget those. So I know that Yin is listening to the show. So
Honestly,
if
I'm feeling.
he wants to jump on in the next few minutes, and
see if
also,
he's
but what he
actually
has to
listening.
do though is he has to get Oscar, because I want to see because Oscar's got all the video for us. So
All right, well, let's see.
yeah,
I'll
we will
send him a text.
Send him the text. That's your job. And then, how you doing, man? Tim,
I'm good.
how are your glasses?
My glasses are great.
How'd you like your little icon? You like that?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
See, now I don't have to do anything. I just put the icon and people will know.
No, the sunglasses.
Like I can just slowly wean it away, just where it's like, oh, is there no icon? I'm not even listening.
But it's funny. Someone in the comments was like, "Oh, you're working on your Fed vibe, huh?" And it's like, well, it's either I'm trying to have a dichotomy here. Either I'm a Fed, the cops, or I'm the plug.
You're a cop of Flatfoot, a bull,
Which one
a
is
dick,
it?
John
You
Law,
won't
you're
know.
the fuzz, the
You'll
heat,
never know
You're
until
a cop of Flat.
until you're in cuffs, bro. No,
They're not getting me.
it's all good. It's all good. We know behind those glasses.
They're very stoned eyes. That Dave pointed out one time. That's all it took.
That was me.
The glasses are because of you.
No, the first show
You
I think
and
we
James
got you
Dean in
super
your
baked. I
shirt.
remember, and it was So.
After I took it down.
Oh, yeah, you were really high that show. That was funny.
I think I look higher than I actually feel. You ever
Look higher than you
Yeah, you ever look at
actually
someone
feel.
like, damn, that guy's high, and really, he does that every day, all day. He's not that high. He just looks high because he is high. Yeah.
They've done studies,
You know, they always try to use that line, Adam. I don't buy it for a second.
My
I
whole
don't
thing
buy
back
it
in
for
the
a
day was
second.
just be high all the time. Then they don't know what you look
What?
like when you
What?
aren't high.
Yeah, exactly.
There he is.
There he is.
Northern Lights, up in Sweden. He's hanging out in Sweden.
What
Are you
this
in-
year the Pacific Northwest gets it.
Oh, really? Is
Portland
that-
gets it. Yeah.
But this is obviously real. I can tell.
Yeah, that's not a phony backdrop.
How you doing, man?
Good. I'm jealous. Sounds you guys having a nice wellness picnic going on over there.
Well, we'll save you. Don't worry. We know you're coming here soon enough, so we will. Actually, you should come in next. You should come in for the sesh. Why not? That would be you could kill two birds.
Oh yeah, next week.
Who knows? You might even have an installation to oversee.
Work. Well, mushrooms. Yeah.
So welcome to the show, Ian from Sunscape LED.
Jinzu.
Jinzu.
Yay.
And
Is it all the mushroom kicking in yet?
no. You gotta. Yeah, it'll be a while. Don't worry. We can handle it.
It'll be tomorrow.
I can always tell by the television. When the television starts looking 3D, I'm all, what the fuck is going on here? I start getting these layers, you know. But yeah, thanks for coming in. And I was hoping you were going to come in. See, we were at the beginning. There was this report you were going to be in the studio, and I was all like, told Dave, is he really coming in the studio? It's like,
Oh, I didn't give that report. It was probably Kyle again with his bad information.
Fucking Kyle.
You know, you can't trust that guy for anything.
Trust me, I'd rather be there than over here changing diapers.
No, that's not true at all. Trust me, you should enjoy what you're doing right now. You're going to look back in this day and you're going to use it against your kid and say, I changed your diapers.
Oh, I've already used that. I'm using that on Nick all the time these days. That's always fun.
Doesn't work.
That's always a fun one to
Doesn't
pull.
work.
And then the proper response from basically any child above the age of 7 to 23 is, oh, fuck you, Dad. I mean, that's pretty much it right there. They don't care. Give me the keys. Can I get a Venmo?
Yeah.
Apple Pay request.
I think that moment would be when if I can anticipate that moment, I'll make sure that I'm on plenty of mushrooms and a big bong head.
And how old is your kid right now?
6 weeks, I think. Yeah, no, maybe 5 weeks.
It's like a harvest.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't know, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, somewhere like that. I don't know, somewhere, close.
She's ready for the bulk. She's ready for the bulk.
6 weeks is, this is when the shit starts kicking in.
Well, let's see.
Time to dial back the nitrogen.
Right, dial back the nitrogen on the kid. Yeah. Kick up the phosphorus. Yeah. Phospho load on the baby. Yep. And then a load in the pants. Phospho load in the pants.
Give it a nice spray of kelp.
We're going to hell. We're still going to hell. So Sunscape LED, truth be told, you and I went to dinner in 2016, right at Calix's heyday. And I remember hearing your pitch about how you were starting this LED company, but you're going to do it different. You were going to take your technology, and then you were going to go into laboratory for 5 years, and you weren't going to come out until you had perfected everything you had. And we're running a real estate company, literally 1 million square feet of properties, going, 5 years isn't going to do it for us. we have guys moving in like Friday, and they need lighting partners, and it was my responsibility to find, somebody to align everybody with, and you weren't at that point at that time. And then, as fate would have it, our nexus of nexus points, Mateo, bumps into you again and says to me, "Oh my gosh, I just met this guy. He's got a lighting company," and bingity bangity boongity.
Well, actually, the best part is that you told him to put the card away because you never know, and all of a sudden that card came in handy when
I wasn't going to pat myself on the back like that. Thank you for putting that out there. But yeah, well, because he was happy where he was. Things were working out fine for him at the time, and there was no reason to rock the boat. And an old sales manager told me once, he says, "Listen, you're a salesperson. You want to make more money. I totally get it. Here's how you can do that as a salesperson. Sell more, or go take your experience and negotiate a better contract at a different company. You become your product, you sell it to someone else, get yourself a better base, a better commission, and move on. Right now, our company runs on these margins." And I said, you should put that card away, okay? At some point in time, you just never know. You might want to reach out. And 6 months later, he's telling the story, and when we were on that call 2 weeks ago, I'm texting Adam the whole time going, I know this guy. We had oysters, okay? I know him, so small world.
Well, and it's also pretty amazing that you actually did that, because most people just go for the money and keep putting out product and getting returns and having to deal with all the bullshit. And I think one of the most amazing facts after talking to you was on your ability to put out things that don't have to be returned, which is amazing in this industry, because that's where a lot of these people, their Achilles heel is that they're putting it out too fast and trying to keep up with the other guys, and you start skimping on a few little bits here and there, and all of a sudden you've got yourself a nightmare.
Well, when we met in 2016, I didn't think you knew anything about growing at the time. I mean, you were just getting into it, and listening to you go toe-to-toe with Adam and everybody else on that call the other day let me know you didn't just phone in the last 5 years. You put it to some damn good use. Oh, speak of the devil, look who just walked in.
The mids man himself. The mids man himself.
Nail the man.
Want to come sit down for a second?
The chair's open.
Chair's open.
The chair.
Chair's open. You might as well.
Chair.
So it's Sunscape LED. You can deliver everywhere across the country, even globally. What differentiates you between every single LED manufacturer that comes out of China? Because that's where they're coming from. I mean, it's either China or it's Jair, right?
Yeah.
From Dutch Lighting. Is there anyone else?
Yeah. By the way, we're trying to take it like a page from some other much bigger corporations. We're trying to say that we're designed in Oregon, because past
Nice.
5-7 years, we've really kind of updated our fixture, updated our whole technology platform. And then I guess the biggest thing that we differentiate ourselves from the other lighting companies, we're really more like a result-oriented company. We understand kind of cannabis entrepreneurs are what I call challenged, right? The business is tough,
Mentally, mostly mentally challenged, but we're working on it.
Emotionally too.
Emotionally and mentally, yes, for sure.
Dead inside.
But
you know what I mean?
no, for sure, we know.
It feels like everybody's against the cannabis entrepreneur, right?
Yeah.
Talking about the policy, maybe we don't have so much the police and the cops to think about, but we have to think about the vendors and the HVAC contractors and all these people that are out there kind of taking the profit off the table. So our whole, the way that we organize our company is we want to deliver results. We want to support people who adopt LED, which is expensive, which costs money, with results with what we would call like kind of a data, right? You know, how does our LEDs how can it actually help increase yield, increase quality, reduce energy? And that's why rather than investing into just marketing and baseball hats, and this is one of the things that Matteo tells me, Jin, and we need a better hat. Well, we will, right? With Matteo on board.
Really? That was your suggestion? That was what you came up with? A hat.
The good swags, right? So what we want to do is we feel like all of our clients would probably appreciate better if we told them, we show them, and we demonstrate them a kind of path forward to leverage LED lighting, right? And all the scientific data breakthroughs, not just our own tech company, some of the research professors out there. You know, I'd like to mention Professor Bugbee every time I have an opportunity. You know, it's really like somebody like him, who's been studying cannabis in a university setting for many years, and then what we did was we really thoroughly study his research and his research results at the university level, and then we reproduce it, right? We follow the science, we follow the data. You know, I'm not a cultivator. I've never grown weed until 2017. Right, and then I was pretty much part-time until really 2019, 2020.
Oh, right at the best moment, right around 2020. There ain't nothing else to do but grow weed at that point.
Exactly.
What else could you do?
It was perfect. But it really kind of, that's kind of
the world paused and you learned how to grow weed at that moment. It's like, okay, perfect. I'll just take a little stab at this.
Stab at this, and then with the whole world stopped, and then so anyways, that's the boring bits of it. But really, we have a pretty unique offering because we recorded and tracked almost 5 years of interaction of our LED lights with all the strains in Oregon that we're able to grow in a very small commercial facility. And through that experience, we figure out what is the right VPD, what is the right CO2, what is the right root zone balance of nutrients, and then all of a sudden we starting to grow, produce and deliver the results that were indicated by science, right, by Professor Bugbee in their research papers.
So when you say indicated by science, is because you have developed a sister company that is straight up data management. So you log every single piece of data, temperature, everything, CO2,
Correct.
lighting, go into all the different variables you track, and then you just basically give it back to the garden manager and let them make the best decisions based on what the data is telling them.
Correct. So using that, data awareness, using a data platform, we're trying to provide the whole farm, whole team to have a integrated awareness of, hey, what is that we're trying to achieve here, right? And what kind of baseline do we try to achieve? Now, we do have some genetics that we've seen they will behave differently based on environmental impacts. We participated at a couple of Growers Cup in Oregon, right? And then the breeder would call us and says, "Wow, your flower could look completely different from the greenhouse that the cut comes from." So what I think we're constantly humbled, and then the right message is like we're constantly humbled by what the plant is teaching us about science, about biology, right? We know the cannabis is epigenetics. It changes the environment. It changes based on the environment
Sure.
that's in,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just so extraordinary that we're learning so much from the plant. And early on in my journey, I had a really great breeder friend from Boston, City Slicker Genetics, come out visit me. Joe came out visit me.
Good old City Slicker.
City Slicker, yeah. Joe's an awesome guy. And then he said, and then I wasn't very good at growing, and then I was just putting the system together. And then he said to me, he says, "Jin, you understand, you need to listen to the plant, be a whisperer." And I was like, "Joe, you've been growing for 20 years. You're a plant whisperer. What am I supposed to be listening to, right?" Now, what we do is we have, cameras, right? I can't get Oscar on the phone today because he's already off site. But I'm trying to show this video. Like we're literally staring at our plants, on a daily basis.
For some reason, we can't see it.
Yeah, the Zoom is not letting me. So observing, watching, listening to the plants, and using sensors, visual cues all the time and track, and then correlating that all the way to the test numbers, the terpene levels, allows us to really kind of, I would say, gain confidence on the path that we go towards each harvest. You know what I'm saying? Hey, and I was talking to Matteo earlier, we've hit recently bricks level of 17, 17 bricks at near harvest at the plant biomass level. There was a giant, sugar bubble coming out of the plant, and then we tested that and it was like 17 bricks. And I was like, wow, this plant is really producing sugar.
Yeah.
It's really rigorous.
That's awesome.
So anyways, it's just, and I'm excited. I think we're onto something because we're challenging ourselves, right? We're not taking anything for granted. We're like trying to say, hey, how can we do every day we ask ourselves, how do we do this better? How do we deliver better technology, better services? And then I think the result speaks for itself in our products and services. So, and then I'm really excited about working with you guys and collaborating, sending Adam some of my lights, and really go through that process of working with the breeders. And I hope you guys can see some extraordinary results. We know the few breeders that we've been working with have seen extraordinary results using our lights. And
well, tell us a little bit, because one of the things that was really caught my attention when we were talking before was about where you came from within the lighting community, because a lot of people went straight to grow lights because it was like that's where they see the money's at.
Well, he used to make the flashing lights for strip clubs.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
that was where it was.
No, but
what do you think? Why do you think we love the red light?
But tell us about your background in LED.
Yeah, so I'm the fortunate. I'm as an American. I'm a first generation American. I chose to be an American, but when I turned 29, 30 years old, to the 07, 08, I went back to China for the first time since I came to America, and I was at that point I've already had one of my software startups, and then I saw factory for the first time. I don't know, during the or late 90s, and I was a class of 2000. By the time 2007 rolled around, there's not that many factories in the U.S. So when I went back to China, we were mostly looking at LED lighting, LED material, LED as a whole supply chain. Right? There's actually 17 different steps of manufacturing process that makes an LED. And I try to describe to people that Terminator 2 movie, whatever, where the cop that comes out of like an ingot.
Mm-hmm. Hemimetic polyalloy.
Yeah, that actually happens, right? Under 6500 degree Fahrenheit, 17 psi. Under you have LEDs actually built or baked on top of what's called man-made sapphire. They're literally making man-made sapphire crystals with 2 junctions, PN junctions. It's human beings we're really quite amazing. We're actually creating material using power and pressure and cooking man-made sapphire, right?
Not just
so
rosin?
we had beg your pardon?
We're not just making rosin pressure, heat.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Wow, your jokes are landing today, Dave.
But to me,
Get used to it,
to me,
dude.
to me, that's the most exciting thing, right? So we are now, as super mammalians, whatever, on this planet, we are creating LED lighting material, turning electricity, and then using it as a form of sun, right? And then really growing cannabis, right? And then I think our humble cut of blueberry muffin hit 38% THC, 45% cannabinoid, multiple cannabinoid.
Is that possible?
At the water level of like 9%, right?
Gotcha. Yeah.
So what does that mean? It means that we're really mining, right? In a way, we are creating this plant, pushing the plant to create so much medicine, right? 45% of the biomass at that moment, 10% is still moisture, and the rest of 45% is all medicine, and then 35-40% is carbon, right? Which Adam, a lot of good things we can do with that carbon as well.
Terrible. Boo. Boo.
Boo carbon.
Depends on where you want it.
Boo carbon.
Yeah.
No,
so to me, that's and then this stuff goes into our brain, and then going back to the old country. Sometimes I call America the old country because I come back, and sometimes I call China as the old country. China has this old medicine book of 8,000 years old. Somehow in the history of China, there's this book of medicine that's.
Then you're old. We're young. We're babies, infants.
How old? He's 45. He looks like he's 35.
No, we're talking about
7,000 years ago. We're talking like 7,000.
Pay attention, Mateo.
Mateo, slow down.
Yeah.
Give me the tray.
So I'm digressing into this Chinese culture, when their view of cannabis, right? So the cannabis plant in the Chinese medicine is 8,000 years old. There's a recorded history of 8,000 years in China. 8,000 years ago, they recorded this thing. They call it cannabis. Of course, it's not, and then they used it as a form of medicine in the Hindu Kush mountains and stuff like that, or close to Yunnan province, in the central China province.
Right.
So all of that stuff allowed me to it's a full circle. Your life is a full circle, and then I think earlier, Adam, you talked about intention, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of people, like you said, a lot of people can build business around commercial practices, but I always try to build business around an intention. Our intention originally is, and it still is, to provide the best, artificial light and best kind of cultivation to maximize the production of medicine, right? Whether or not it's for home growers or commercial growers, because at the end of the day, I think this is fundamentally sound, that what we're doing is supporting a distributed kind of local community-based farmers, right? Mm-hmm. This idea of I can grow some medicine, pain management medicine for my neighbors. And then I think that's where this is, to us, is what we believe, is the future. What I think it's, distributed community building medicine man, right? And then, but like you said earlier, you need to be responsible, right? How much is the dose? Don't do it too much, but we're quite excited. Everybody talks about the challenge of commercial cannabis in America, in the world, and the commoditization, the depression of the price. But I think this is just the beginning. I think,
the efficiency's gone up so extremely, in the last few years. Like before, when people would talk about, grams per watt, and if you hit 1 gram a watt, you were like, yeah, pat yourself on the back, did a really good job. And then all of a sudden now it's like, people are talking 4 pounds of light on less than 1,000 watts, and you're just like, oh my god, like what is going on here? But again, then I have to really see it in front of me, because everybody's talking a big talk. But there is the efficiency levels are off the chain, and I think also again, we're learning all the time too how to. We're finally at that stage where we're tweaking, and before we were just trying to put everybody's just going for weight, you know what I mean? But now everybody's realized that you can't go by weight, because it has to be quality, or else it just, the only thing that sells now is the top quality shit, right? The rest of it is force fed at some point,
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
So efficiency is important. Of course.
I think in general, we're innovating like crazy in the cannabis industry, whether it's from irrigation with the dosatrons to crop steering to LEDs to all the new nutritives coming out.
Yeah, crop steering is definitely that's like the buzzword, obviously, but it's doable now, you know what I mean? Because you really can see the tiny, just the tiny little, especially when you start talking scale, because the bigger the scale, the easier it is to see the changes. Because if you're doing 10 plants, you're not going to see the change, because it's just you'd have to be huge to really notice it. But when you're doing 1,000 plants, every little tiny little bump is noticeable, and that makes it easier to manipulate.
If we were in the Gartner hype cycle, we're right at the end of the plateau of productivity. So we went through the peak of inflated expectation, the trough of disillusionment, and now we're coming out of it, right? We're at that place. And the only way people could compete, efficiency and quality. That's it. Okay, everything else will fall in line.
Yep.
So you can be more efficient with what you're doing, and you can raise the quality of your flower. And that is going to be the only way you can differentiate yourself.
Constantly be doing R&D.
You got it.
Innovation.
The days of Mids Teo. See?
There's a guy, PJ, at the joint. He's got these like
It's like
copper
BJ and the
rods.
Bear. BJ and the Bear.
He's
or
got
BJ and the
copper
Bear?
rods going through his grow, and he's mimicking the lightning in the morning.
Cool.
Don't let two find out.
Right? I saw it too. He's doing the electrical.
So, in the spirit of innovation in what you're doing, we've been talking about this as you've come on. I don't know if we've actually hashed out the specifics, but you're well aware that people who listen to the show will call up or go to your website and want to buy something, and they're not going to want to pay retail. They're going to want the done deal. And
Yeah, the done deal. Yeah.
What is the? Did Mateo talk to you about this ahead of time and work it out so you know it's 50%? and it's
Yes, absolutely.
It's completely free. I meant.
We actually have to get our little bit of housekeeping in order, but yeah, I just need a little bit more work because I wanted to find a really good entry level home controller that's able to provide the because we have three spectrums. We have a HPS spectrum and a CMH white light spectrum, and we have a red spectrum, and then we have a deep and a far red kind of differentiation in that. So our lighting has a three spectrum mix, and but of course it's a full spectrum light when all three of them are 100%. And what we see is when we are providing the plant at 65, 70 DLI at 1600 ppfe per light, we want to provide the grower to select which spectrum to take away to crop steer, and then we want to support some more content going forward. Oscar is working on a PowerPoint where he says, look, we've seen these genetics to stretch 30% less if you do this with the spectrum, right? And where we need to be a little more organized now with our data, with our research findings. And I think having you guys to be our partners in that process to help us.
Oh, we're really organized. That's one thing I've noticed. Everyone says
On time too.
We're always on time and we're always organized. Yes,
absolutely.
there you go. You picked the right.
That's
crew.
good. Yeah.
You picked the best crew.
You're in a trouble.
I know all about that.
No,
Yeah,
but in
no,
general, I
trouble.
think it's when you start thinking about it too, because well, the whole thing with the evolution of LEDs was the first one that I remember was the UFO, right? Was the that big of an area. It was such a small area, and it was all purple. The blurples.
The blurple, yeah.
It was all blurple, and then there was this moment in time where there was a separation in color, and then there was the then there was a full spectrum. And then you start to see just nuances between those spectrums, just that guy's running that one, this one's running that one. But I love the ability that you're having all three and being able to do the intensity between them. Kind of opens the door for thousands of combinations, you know what I mean? Because it's
Yes.
because you can dim all three of them, right? Correct?
Correct. Yeah.
So there's
you
not,
can have
Cool.
You have almost kind of unlimited spectrum, right?
Yeah,
because you're playing with threes.
you can fuck it
major-
really up. You can fuck it
Yeah.
up big time. You're like, I can fuck it up so hard now. These plants don't know what's going on.
you
They're
can kill it.
No, but that's the only issue is that I think some people probably don't want to have those. They probably want just a simple button where you hit the button and it all works.
There's a baseline.
And then there's the people who are and a lot of growers are those people, obviously, that want to be able to tweak it out. But you got to have the right person tweaking it.
Yeah, but it's like buying a new car these days, right?
That's
you can buy a
Jin's
car.
job. Jin's a tweaker. He gives all the data.
Oh,
It drives.
you didn't tell us. You didn't tell us he's a tweaker.
More science.
No, that's what Jin provides is the data.
There you go. He was talking into the.
He doesn't know. He likes to talk into the tip.
So, but that's like the.
Thought that's what it was all about.
No.
He's like, "Hey, the tip, bro.
We're not
Yeah.
doing Yo Tips ad yet. You
Tickle
buy a
the
new
balls.
car right now. You can. It says 6-gear automatic, right? And you put it in drive, and you drive. But the same car, you move your shifter one to the left, and now you've got your shift on the steering wheel in some of
You
them.
can really out rev
But
it and make it all bad. You're on the highway in second gear or something.
I think that goes towards Jin's technology. Is that if you do want the old push one button sponsor, then you can do that. You turn your lights on. That's it. You don't care. But if you are truly in garden management and you're responsible for the quality of what you're smoking afterwards, and you can affect change positively, you have the data to back it up, and you can provide the sensoring to back it up, whether you're a commercial grower. Really, this is for the commercial grower. If you're a home grower, I'm sure you can suggest the home sensing.
Exactly. In one case in scenarios, this happens a lot in our garden, in our nursery, right? Sometimes, your vegetable plants kind of stay an extra week or so. This often happens. You're like, oh shit, they're coming out of veg. They're like 6 to 10 inches taller than anticipated. You know what I mean? So as you come into flower, you're like, okay, I really don't want this guy to stretch to 8 to 10 inches. You know what I mean? So that's where we notice that using the different spectrums, you can now really kind of say, hey, it's okay. We, under normal operations, shit happens, and your nursery and veg plant got extra 10 days. Home grower went on a vacation. You know what I'm saying? Like had to take care of something away when we had to go out of town or something. So, but you can now reduce that. Of course, under crop steering guides, there's a lot of methodologies in terms of deep dry backs. You can steer from a vegetative to a generative crop steering methodology. So that's using the root zone and the dry back to try to hold back the initial 3 weeks of stretching. But with specific LED lighting spectrum as well, if you give a predominantly blue and red light, but you take away the far red and the stretching red, or the 730 far red ratio, all of a sudden you're able to reduce that stretch during the first 3 weeks by 15 to 30% when seeing different genetics. So all of a sudden you just a different tool in your arsenal. As we really kind of advance, into the world of lighting, right? And I try to remind people, HPS, high pressure sodium, and CMH lights, they call them mechanical lights because they're literally microscopic explosions, right? That's happening under huge temperature, super hot temperature, super hot pressure. The little explosion is happening, and there's no control. There's very little control that you can actually control what spectrum of light that comes out. With our LEDs, with our special LEDs, the advantage and power of LEDs is individual diodes, individual light spectrum. LED has very specific single spectrum. So if you optimize that availability as a chef, say, hey, I want to cook a good dish, but I'm able to kind of really bring to the customers, you guys, the growers, a set of tools to be available when you need it, right? And then we all have those days. They're like, shit, these guys are coming out of veg, a little too tall. Anyways, we all have those days we really need some help.
No, customizability is what I look for as a grower. Like, can I tweak it to like my settings? Can I tweak it to my growing environment? I mean, some people have short ceilings. Some people have all the ceiling height in the world. So I really like the fact that it's so tunable, depending on what you need.
Yeah. So it's been a journey, right? The reason we set up our cultivation center in Oregon, the reason that we follow 7 years, is we want the plant to tell us that we've delivered good results, right? We survived, in two downturns in Oregon. We got our license in Oregon 2017. It's a tiny little license. Luckily we got a micro tier 2 license, tiny, but we didn't know
for R&D though. That's great. Yeah, for R&D though, that's awesome because having it where you have you can really emulate what's going on in a bigger situation quite realistically, right? Because you're learning, exactly. And there maybe you're taking a lot more risk. Or you're taking less risk than they are. Let's say on a big, huge, they have $1 million in tied up in something, and then if you can tweak in your little mini version, you can. I think the results can be expounded really quickly. You know what I mean? Because if you're not doing that, if you're just hoping that other people, everybody's conditions are different. If you're taking data from 9 different people, it's really hard to know where it's coming from because do they have even ideal conditions to begin with? Probably not. What part of the what time of the year is it? There's too much to figure out. Mm-hmm. So no, it's cool.
I would say it was just right in terms of size, right? Because again, we can't afford. We don't have economy of scale, right? As a little farm of 42 flower lines, I don't have a staff of like 10 people. You only have 2 to 3 people, right? Because you don't have that economy of scale. Yeah. So you can't make big mistakes, and if one harvest is a big mistake, you're really in the red, right? You're losing money significantly. But the advantage of Oregon licensing, and I hope more other places like this, is like when you have a micro tier, we're allowed to do fresh frozen solventless extraction. So that was we kind of stumbled onto it, after a year or two into it, I was like, oh shit, guys, we can do fresh frozen solventless in-house as well. So that allowed us to kind of survive and then really innovate, because we're like, hey, the advantage of being a good grower, how as being a good kind of a cultivator, how do I bring the best product, right? That's fresh frozen material, right?
Especially in Oregon too. Especially in Oregon, where you're like in a place that's inundated with weed. The last thing they want to be is like, hey, I got this R&D weed that I've been doing over here. You guys want any of it? They're like, fuck no, you know what I mean? But if you're like, oh, I've got this fresh, because once it's, you harvest it, you freeze it immediately. You've got the terps, you've got the data, you've got all of a sudden super high-end product that's and it's just about not having to move a million miles an hour because the mold's kicking in and you're like, we gotta harvest.
Well, the mold will give flavor to that cardboard terp. I don't know.
It makes it probiotic.
So the interesting thing is we talked about this and you came up with a really good idea, and I'm wondering if you riddled it yet, because we wanted to continue with giving away a light once a month. I suppose since we've done it on the first of the month, and on the last one, this being the third.
Oh my God!
I guess it's the next logical of the four to move into. But you had a little spin. Did you riddle? Can you do that? Can you send a cut out with the light? Have you gotten your legal opinion back yet on that?
Yeah, we're so the light is exchanged for a cut, right? So we want to support the breeders, and then it's a kind of an exchange the cut, and that's why in Colorado, that's why we have Mateo, and I think you can pretty much ship nationwide just cannabis clones legally. I need to double check the legal. What we want to do is we want to exchange our technology or partner with breeders to get that cut, and then we will forever, reference it, participate in the breeders network.
Oh, I was talking about something. We'll get into that one. That was your business idea for everyone. We were talking about. I was, and I probably didn't clarify, the giving away one lamp to a listener once a month. You wanted to include a clone, and that's what I was checking on. Did you riddle? Is it legal to send a cut from Colorado to the person who calls, who could possibly be, somewhere else in the country? Or should we just say, barring the legalities of state-to-state transport of the cut, if you win the light, you'll get the cut?
Let's revisit that.
Got it. But that's the plan. So if we do get that worked out, that'll be the little twist we'll add. And
we are now in 4 different states. We're in Michigan, we're in Oklahoma, we're in California, we're in Oregon, and then in all of these states, Colorado. In all of these states, we have partners, right? We have commercial grow teams, facilities that's adopted our technology, that's installed our lights. So I'm sure there's something that could be organized, to be worked out. We're not talking about anything that flowers, right? We're talking about 8-inch clones. I think Nevada just said seed and roots is not at all administered, right? You can sell as much seed in Las Vegas. You can fly as much cannabis seed in Vegas. Trade as much seed in Nevada is not at all, needs to be regulated. So seed, and I can't see. And I can't see why they want to do that for the clones, right? The clones is just, what do we do with the clones?
Well, we have a research division. Odie heads up, so we'll have Odie look into that.
He's already flicking pages on some book or something over there.
We'll check on that.
He's flicking beads.
We need Odie. This is what we need.
Oh, if you want, you can talk to me. I'm his agent. He's not cheap. Okay. He's got the power of. He's 75 years old, so he's been around for a while, and we'll talk after.
It just added 20 years to his age. Poor guy.
You're supposed to take 20 years
Did
off.
I?
Dave.
Oh. You just explain the joke. Nobody got it. Everyone knows.
Nobody knows. Nobody gets your jokes, Dave.
Can you explain it to me, please?
Please explain.
Okay.
Please explain me.
Everybody.
Please explain me now.
All 91 people want to hear
From
you.
Sky Fox 1, crackhead on the loose.
All right, so yeah, so we will be adding the Sunscape LED giveaway. Maybe we'll start next month on the third Friday of every
Change
month.
the freaking name ASAP.
No Mid's Teo? I
Shit's
think
so
we should,
stupid.
because you said that, we should keep it.
Wait, no, change what, your name?
No, the name for, that too.
Oh, he's got his.
Wait a minute, why?
Code giveaway name.
But now I like it.
Doink and Donuts.
Doink and Donut.
No, that's not. That is, you bring it all together. It's like the rug in The Big Lebowski.
Oh, Lord.
You tie
and
the
it
whole
fell
room
out?
together.
Oh my God, disaster. We have a disaster over here.
Oh, you put your fucking what? How's that going to work with a O-tip?
It doesn't.
I don't know.
It doesn't.
Then I'm not going to smoke it.
That's fine. More for me.
Yeah. I'll smoke it.
Unsafe joint.
Mateo, what are you rolling there, Mateo? Are you really rolling some of that nice strawberry cough? What are you serving?
I
to
wish I
people
had
there?
some strawberry cough. Shit.
Some kind of crooked joint of some sort.
The Gary flour and some
Let me see.
ectocooler.
Oh yeah, it fits right in there. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah.
All right, so we
Right
just
in
found
there.
out that Mateo's weak pasta
Why is it weak?
cones.
It's better than
Is that your own
cardboard.
harvest? Mateo, is that your own harvest?
Yeah.
No, he carries around a plastic bag of pasta that he uses.
Italian.
as
Absolutely.
the-
What do you expect?
They're the best tips.
Dave is on mushrooms,
Again.
right?
Every time
I
this
forgot
guy.
about that.
No, he, put, he even pussied out.
No, it's the second one.
I know. That's being a pussy.
I get the
I
reason.
wanted to try.
It's called being a pussy.
Earlier,
Dave,
earlier-
He's afraid.
What you think was going to happen? There's a whole bag of them.
I'm just not into
gonna
the
eat
pasta
'em.
thing.
She's running.
I don't know, but
Fix it.
Better catch her.
What's going on?
nothing. Just the pasta thing.
Oh, you're not
I'm-
feeling it.
Rotini is the best.
You're
At-
Mexican. You
at
can't.
first-
You can't. You have no opinion
Yeah,
about pasta.
like, what do
You're
we-
not allowed to even talk about
Maybe I
it.
can get like maybe I can get like
It's not in
the
your.
grilled corn taco ones.
There you go. Corn tortilla. You can do corn tortillas, and
seen that.
then you can talk.
Flavorless Takis.
We're so banned now.
I do
We're
that.
so banned.
We're so banned. That was it. You
That was
totally
it. You
crossed
banned
the
us.
line.
You ruined it.
This multicultural show just
He's
took
got
a left
gefilte
turn.
fish in his over here.
I hate gefilte fish.
Yay! Look at you. Look at you.
Adam, you eat gefilte fish? No, you don't. No, fuck no, no.
So, pop quiz. Do you guys remember the mushroom you guys had earlier, like 20 minutes
Wait,
ago?
hang on a second. Play some pop quiz
Dave
music.
pussied out. He didn't even take his. He's hiding it over here.
Are
Another
you gonna
American.
ninja dab me again?
Yeah,
gonna
I'm gonna ninja mushroom you.
suppository it.
Ninja
Dave.
mushroom you.
What-
Ninja
that's just like a
suppository?
no-no, right?
No,
You
it was
can't pussy out.
no. They were microdoses, so we're fine. Everybody's fine.
Actually, if
They
you read
weren't
their packets,
the-
it's 0.125.
There you go. You're good.
piece.
That's nada.
I know.
Who's microdose? If your one friend's microdose is a macrodose.
That's true. That's what I was saying earlier.
Don't tell him
you
that,
never
though.
know
He
what.
might yell at you.
Shout out to Fungi Farms. You can go to fungifarms.com. Check out his bags and his I believe he is selling tickets to the moon and to Mars, Neptune, Venus.
Been there, done that.
Yeah. No, go to fungifarms.com. Good guy.
So how's the mids smoking there,
The
Dave?
train is running, man.
Yeah, we don't want to.
Here.
Don't even go there.
Hey, gotta catch her.
Oh, he's gonna
Fix
get
it.
you.
Yeah, you wouldn't know, dude. You're not in the flock.
Oh, damn. Damn.
Vinny.
But it will.
Oh.
So also
boy,
tell. So
continuity.
let's talk about the lights a little bit more. They have covers on them, but those
Modular.
are no, but they have covers, so they're easy to clean, right? And
Yeah.
they don't get cloudy, right? Because that's one of the things
They
that.
never get cloudy.
Okay, that's important stuff because definitely, I think of all those LED or those LED for offices or not even LEDs, but you get those you come in and they're like a couple years later you can barely see through those things, right? So
Well, let's just not forget that 25 years ago, the LED industry was trying to convince office spaces to relamp from incandescent bulbs to LEDs, and they got the same arguments that growers gave to relamping for HID. It just took those complaints to make the technology adapt to the space they wanted to illuminate, whether or not it was an office environment or a grow room.
it's hitting the hash hole over here now.
What do you got?
He's in hash hole zone.
Hash hole?
He hash holed
Yes.
it up. Yes.
Oh, he hash holed it up, so
yeah.
now he's not passing anymore?
No, he's holding on to it now. He's like, okay, it's good. Thanks, guys, for getting that going.
You know what's interesting, Jen, is the modular side of the chips. When you told me the other day you could switch out the chips.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so that's one of the most unique designs we have in our newest generation. Like for large investments in commercial, even home growers, after 3 to 4 years, we actually provide a new set of chipset. There's a couple of screws. Yeah, we used to build computers, right? We're like the old school, like 1995, like Windows 95 days, where you have to build your own gaming machines and stuff like that. So here, the modularity of our chipset and our lighting can actually support, hot swapping out chipsets, and then we had a few commercial customers do that, it's. We just have to take a different approach. We don't take we're trying to challenge ourselves and build a better light, And I'm excited, Adam. We got to get you, to really grow some, weed and really breed some weed with some of our
He's
lights.
been looking forward to trying it. So many of his friends have been telling him he should grow weed.
I know.
So he's just waiting on your lights as soon as they arrive.
Jen, you made a good point.
Yeah, everybody else is doing it, Adam. It's about time for you to try.
I should try it.
Yeah, get with it, dude.
Jen, you made a good point.
Odie's been coming in here week after week saying you should grow weed, Adam.
Adam, get to work.
I hate weed.
Jen, today when we were talking to Tony, you made a good point. Like the rebates on a commercial level, you only get once. So you don't want a piece of shit, like.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and also just being able to, because obviously things improve too. So you imagine in like 4 years' time, if the light if the chip's improved, or if there's something, you might be able to upgrade your lights in that way too.
Well, that's amazing. Isn't it called like the Moore's Law of Obsolescence, where every 2 years technology doubles and the price should halve? And this is a situation where if you had to replace the entire lamp, you can't really meet the demand of efficiency because you're throwing away too much. But if you're only replacing a tiny microchip or a tiny lens and keeping the relative 80% of the weight of the unit, that is not only efficient, it's environmentally friendly and reduces the carbon footprint.
That's
Absolutely.
cool. That's really cool.
Yeah. So this is, again, we're trying to really dig deep, right? Be a different lighting company, and don't just not by talking, but really delivering value. And you can't do that by simply marketing and sales, right? Repeating and copying others. We have to just really focus on what is the right thing to do from an engineering and technology perspective. And our approach allowed us, to take our time at delivering something unique. And knock on wood, we so far have had 100% customer retention, and we want to, we don't need to grow fast. We want to make sure every one of our customers happy and successful, and I think that's, again, we want to participate in the longevity of the cannabis market.
Were you telling me that you had a 0.001 failure rate, so 1 in 1,000 lamps?
0.1% failure rate. This is our threshold. If it's anything more than 0.1%, like you said, out of 1,000 lamps, if one of them goes bad, we've failed. We, as a company, somebody's getting, their bonus taken away. Somebody's not getting a paycheck.
It's probably Mateo.
That's this guy right here. That's the guy. You got.
I'm pretty sure it's Mateo.
We figured it out. See, we all figured it out that quickly.
Good thing we don't have. Good thing we have Mateo as QA officer.
Oh, that's your broken one. You hiding it behind that?
But that being said, Dave, do you know how many?
How do we?
Do you know how many dead CMHs I have just laying around? Not dead. They can be reusable. There's no point. There's LED now. But do you know how many HPSs? Do you know how many early sun system CMHs?
They're literally door.
There are 15 of them at the Boulder Goodwill right now.
There's so many.
What a waste of resources. You want to talk about environmental destruction? That was all mined and now it's just going back in the landfill. I think it's amazing that you can replace your chips.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That is a huge
Your
bonus.
brother,
Something
Josh,
tells me, Jin.
He had 15 black dogs that were just paperweights.
Dude, he still has 5 of them.
The biggest paperweight ever.
Jim, something tells me that we ought to be taking meetings with the German government, because with what you're saying about your lights and the way Germany's manufacturing laws work, they would never stand for that. You can't manufacture something and sell something in Germany that you don't know how it's going to be disposed of. There is no plan to just dump it off of the Goodwill. Right. They don't allow that. The price of getting rid of it has to be baked into the price you pay for it. Of course. And they usually require the manufacturer to be the person to absorb that.
Yeah,
Jen-
and I have a fun story around that. We
Tell
had
them
an
about your
R&D.
lights and your mining.
got a fun story.
We're bomb proof.
He's telling us a fun story.
Shut the hell up.
So we had an old prototype light back from 2016. First set of lights that we actually installed in a container, like early prototype stage. We set up a container in LA with some of our friends and then we grew some really interesting good cannabis from that exercise. But 4 or 5 years later, those lights are still great. It still worked perfectly, but we weren't selling them. We weren't trying to monetize them. One of the uses we gave it to, I think it was Salem. Somebody was growing in Oregon. They were using greenhouses to grow. It was a community-based, school-based garden that teaches greenhouses. Nice. So we gave it to them, and they're still in use today in a greenhouse that's growing tomatoes and vegetable garden for schools for kids and education. And I'm hoping one day we really kind of circled this. So I'm hoping that community idea. I hope my daughter Tiara, when she grows up here in Vegas or somewhere in America, she can, part of her educational program, she can actually go to a garden as part of her biology. Part of her biology program, part of her learn from the dad, like most of growers, home growers are really stay-home dads, right? Or
Jen, don't let your kid grow up in Vegas. We have a friend named Kevin Longo. He grew up in Vegas.
Oh yeah, don't be like to Kevin. So we have I have a nonprofit that I started for my kid with my wife called Plant Buddies, and it's exactly that. It's about teaching kids how to grow, and it was because he was in a school here in Denver, and first school he was in was like a prison. It was like a 5-story building, go up the elevator to go to school or climb up, or like it was like very weird. And they didn't have a schoolyard, and they didn't have anything. It was like you had to go down, like it was this weird, like cars driving by with like a grill in the front. And I was like, this is like you're gassing the kids out of the front. This is terrible. So then they took them to another school, and that school was super nice and everything. But then it turns out it was built on a Superfund site. Literally, it was like, wow. So they were like, yeah, we can't use the garden because it was a Superfund site. So we're not allowed to like touch the ground, and it was just like weird. It was like radioactive. Okay,
is that like the Arsenal area?
Over in Globeville.
Oh, Globeville.
Yeah. And it turns out it's the most polluted zip code in America. Yep. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, so my kid's school is in the most polluted. I was like, we gotta get him out of here.
You see, they built houses right on top of Rocky Flats.
Yeah, of course.
No. That's what they did at Globeville. They built houses.
I wonder how many.
It was 2 smelting plants.
Don't know.
There was 2 smelting plants right on that one spot.
Who doesn't know?
And they
interesting.
And they had to build this Superfund site there. And then they decided to put a school there, because that's what you do.
Right, of course.
And it was, and my kid was this little blonde kid at a school. It was only him and one other blonde kid. Everybody else was mostly all Latinos.
Uh-huh.
And so it was like they were all like, oh, nobody could tell them apart. Right? They were like, hey, what's up, Steve? And he's like, no, I'm Nick.
Jen, where's your
I'm like,
bong?
like they couldn't. It was hilarious. It was
Jen,
like,
where's your bong?
Uh-oh.
Where's your 4-foot bong? Bust that bitch out.
That's in Sherman. That's in Oregon. I'm in Vegas, so
it's legal.
I have
in Vegas.
a glass piece that Oscar blew for me. It's in the car. I need to participate.
I forgot he's a glass artist.
Oh, really? Yeah, Oscar blew a couple of really nice pieces for me. It's in the car. I have never smoked in this room. This was the
let's get the smoke alarm going.
This was the nursery. I'm in the nursery that was supposed to be, and then,
we don't want to get you in trouble. That'll get you in trouble.
Mother-in-law didn't approve this room to be the nursery, so he became my office.
Oh, okay. That is party time.
Whoa.
That is like you got the black light. You got the black light going on with the velvet.
Mother-in-law didn't approve.
Yeah, I actually have some flour here,
of the
panda
baby's
milk
nursery.
from one of our clients, and I wanted to go grab my glass bong, a glass piece. It's a glass bowl.
Sounds good. We got like about 10 more minutes till we get James coming on in about 10, 12 minutes. So go for it.
You're in a lot of trouble, man. I'm just saying.
Let's get you in trouble. Let's do it. Let's
come
do
on.
it.
Start smoking. Let's go.
Bad influence.
Get the torch out. Oh no, the worst influence ever is what Adam did to Vinny. When Vinny had quit smoking, he's not here because I'm talking about bad influences. It wasn't me that brought it up. It was Mr. McCormick.
I just said you're the bad influence.
And now he's just deflecting. He's He's deflecting, and he's bringing it to me. He's going to bring it to me, and he's going to try to get Vinny all worked up because he knows that Vinny's not in any kind of state of getting him work. He just told you before one thing.
He's very stable.
Snap your neck. Yes.
What did I haven't done anything.
Yeah, he's going to get you.
You started the story.
He started.
I did.
For no reason.
So Vinny was a non-smoker
Whoa.
until Adam sent him this really funny thing, and it made him smoke again. Wow, get a camera on that. Fucking A. What is that? Is that tamales?
Vinny Barbarino.
Tamale.
So this would be a good time to mention, if you are in the Denver area, you can always stop by 4300 West Alameda. The So High Cafe. You can get tamales like that. You can get Ozo
That
coffee.
looks great. That looks amazing.
Maybe a cookie or a bagel.
We're in a Mexican neighborhood, so there's
They know how to do Mexican
quality around here.
Oh yeah.
And everybody, for Mateo.
I saw
hit
the
like
corn lady
button.
yesterday over on Mississippi.
I saw her too.
I saw her in Mississippi.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had a big old crowd around her. I was like, what's going on with that crowd over there?
It's right by my house.
Mississippi, kind of. No, way up.
On the in
Near-
between Federal and Sheridan.
Yeah, exactly on the left.
That's where we're at, though.
No,
By
not-
me and Ray.
Mississippi. No, not Mississippi. Sorry. Whatever. Anyway, just around the corner. She's moonlighting. She's crushing it.
She's cheating on you.
She's hiding out, though. She's got people looking for her.
She's definitely on the down low.
Yeah. No, it was the elote.
How's Mateo's concentrates there?
Pretty good. You're not allowed to have them. They stay over on this side of the table.
Oh, do they really?
This is how we do it around here.
What is this, Mateo?
Papaya mints, mainly Kush mints and a couple papaya plants. And then the Ecto Cooler. This one's skunky as fuck.
What's the origin of
Ecto Cooler in a second.
I don't even know who bred
You
it.
know what? We brought Mateo on board for his private collection there.
Adam taught him everything he knows.
Didn't 303 make
Put hash in the freezer, does it go bad? I accidentally put 2 jars in the freezer.
No.
It just loses the ability to like stay out again because it's like all of a sudden it's like it needs to stay in the freezer
It'll
almost.
butter up.
Like if you,
Oh yeah, it'll nucleate and just.
oh
like,
yeah, it's fucked totally like that. But
You're
no,
supposed
it's
to whisper that shit in my ear so
Did
I
you
can
say-
sound
Oh, so you
smart,
can-
man.
Did you say
That's
It's supposed to nucleate.
yeah, it's
Or
gonna
it's gonna
nucleate.
nucleate when. It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
when chatter turns to like
Butter.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's where the lattice structure gets disrupted
It'll be
because of
good.
the temperatures, and then it starts reforming into like a
You got
amorphous
nuclear
blob.
on me, and I was like,
It'll
whoa.
start in one little spot. Remember back in the day, you look at
Yeah,
a slab
see.
and you'd be like, "Oh no, look at that! Ooh, can we go back?" You can predict the future. You'd be
Yep.
like, "By
Yep, I
3
added
days
you.
from now, this will be done." And you come back and the whole thing's all
It's
gone.
all buttered. Yep. And it's
crazy.
dry, and then it loses its terps, and then it's like, now it smells like nothing.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Another American
So are
invented
you-
bubble gum.
Are you using, may I ask, Jin, in your little micro 40 lamp grow, cultured biologix?
He's salty.
What is ultra biologic? Enlighten me. What is
Cultured.
I like Ultra though. That's a good one.
That's his new
Ultra
line.
Biologics. That's your new line. That's his new line. After Eon came Ultra.
Ultra.
Yeah. Because you saw
This
Eon
is
was the
Tim
top.
McCormick. He is the CEO and founder,
you doing,
owner,
Jen?
operator of culturedbiologics.com.
Right on. Hey, here I thought it was Elon Musk this whole time.
That's his alter ego. I know.
This whole time I was thinking,
How'd you get Elon
we get
on
to
here?
build Elon Musk's Mars
He's the Elon
landing.
Musk of nutrients.
Cultivation.
I've already said this
No,
day
somebody,
one.
somebody should do something on social media, like take us a shot and say, "Hey, did you guys
Well, he looks
see
like
Elon
he looks
Musk
like he would
on-"
be talking to Yin, and Yin would have that background if Elon was on the show. It all makes
I think
sense. It all
we got
looks.
him right here.
It looks on brand. It looks on brand, right?
It does look on brand.
It's like, yeah, let me just tell you.
That's why I keep the
I
glasses
changed my
on.
background thinking Elon Musk will let us send our LED lights to Mars and what is it called? Make it.
grow food.
What's that word when you turn a planet into Earth-like? Oxygen. What's that called?
Terraform.
Terraform.
Yeah, but you will have to
Cannabis.
reduce the weight by
Use
80%.
cannabis to terraform Mars.
Can you?
And the ultra biologics.
Yeah. Ultra
Okay,
biologics.
here we go then.
Ultra Biologics. That will be the Mars version. That's the Mars.
Nice.
The Mars edition. We had here on the planet we use cultured biologics, but on terraforming we use ultra. There you go. I
What do you
see
know
it.
about quantum physics and shit like that? They're leaving for Mars in 5 years. So can you reduce the weight of your lamps by 80% so that it can go to Mars?
I think the technology material is actually available. Just recently, have you guys heard of a material called graphene?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. So graphene will basically replace aluminum for the heat. We will
make graphene
end up
with
using
hemp.
graphene one day to get rid of the heat from the material. So that will make it really light, right? The only thing that's
Kansas-based graphene.
heavy is our
And have you seen how hemp literally produces graphene like material? I wouldn't know if
it's easier to produce graphene from cannabis than any other material.
Yeah, it naturally
Five times
produces.
as easy. You can use it 5 times more efficiently than any type of mineral-based graphene.
Hit the nugget button.
Which is like it's the same. It's another one of those situations where hemp, once again, is like the best.
Yep.
It's like it always does this.
Hemp will save the world.
And it's always like when it comes to insulation qualities, when it comes to ability, you can make batteries, you can make graphene. You start
oil,
your brain
fabrics,
gets boggled.
Food,
pretty much everything but glass and anything metal, but metal can be replaced a lot of times with the hemp.
You can make bioplastic out of it. There's like over 20 different specific uses.
Oh, he's got something there.
Yeah.
What's going on?
He's about to get divorced.
It's like an inch of my hash hole right here. This is my friend from New Mexico. He's got a dispensary called Torx.
Okay.
And this is his hash hole.
Oh, well, you got
It's
one
all the
right.
way
We have a
down to
hash
the
hole right here.
It's a roach of a hash hole.
A roach
rash hole
of a hash.
Is that a rash hole?
Hash hole.
Who came up with hash hole?
The
I don't know.
company.
Somebody copyrighted it and is trying to like sue people.
Really?
It's fucking the stupidest shit.
Serious?
It's so dumb. Sorry, that's so cannabis.
It's already bad. It's already like a terrible thing in the first place, and then you try to like patent it, right?
I know.
Maybe I can get is it bad form if I go get a lighter?
No, not at all.
Did you say
You
hash
can't
holes
just
are
ask
terrible?
Mark to go get you one?
The word.
It's terrible.
Come on.
The name is terrible.
Hash hole.
Not the idea, whatever.
Who comes up with this shit? Hash hole? Come on.
Yeah, that's. What do you mean?
That's so cannabis. That's exactly what the cannabis industry would do.
Of course.
So cannabis.
Of course. Here. There you go. There you go. Save the day, Dave. Woo! We almost died.
Fail.
We almost died. Did you get any liquid on there? Nothing. You didn't even get enough liquid? Pour it out your bong. Come on, pour out your rig.
Yeah, you gotta empty your bong water now.
No, what are you talking about?
Use that
Punishment.
one.
You're just
since it's
handing it
not
over
working.
to me? No, we'll just put it over there. How's that?
Oh, survived that one.
All right, so we have James Bean, Man on the Scene, and Raw Connect Genetics coming through in a minute. So
Well, Jim didn't go away. Just went to get a
I
lighter.
know he went to get a light. He can hang out too. It doesn't matter.
You called him Yin. I like Yin. Let's do Yin.
What's gin?
Gin.
No.
Gin.
Yin.
Gin. I always go like half and half. I always don't know where to go. You can't go hard J though. Hard J is
We're
rough.
so bent.
You don't say gin. You gotta go yin. A little bit.
It's
relaxed.
Jair.
It's 2023.
Yair.
It's not.
Yair.
He says it's Jair.
Yair.
Yeah, but I don't. You're allowed to butcher that name. That name is 100% butcherable. Arian is 100% butcherable. You can say it however you
They're
want
Dutch.
to.
Any
Yes,
Dutch name, you can pretty much butcher it.
It's in the rules. It's in
Every
the
time
rules.
we say anything regarding the Dutch, I want Danny Danko to
Yes.
call up and do Dutch guy.
It's okay. We can't have Danny call every single time
Why
we say the
not?
word. It doesn't work that way. Life isn't like that.
I like it when it's like that.
No.
That's the way my brain works. I want it now.
Otherwise, Odie would be in front of you all day long, so you could just
Very
make
something.
fun of him because he's in
I
front of
didn't
you.
ever make fun of him.
You haven't done it this time. I don't know how you're resisting. I don't know.
I
how.
know you haven't talked shit
There's
about
still,
me.
like-
What's going
What's
on?
going
Dave?
on?
You in a
Slow
good
down.
mood?
There's
or
still
what?
another hour.
Some happy mushrooms or what?
Oh,
That's it.
oh.
And I ate the
see. I
second
wasn't
one because
happy.
Adam ninjured me and browbeat and boofed
The
me.
golden
from the
path to happiness.
Golden path to not abusing your friends.
Damn, that's pretty nice.
stage. Yeah, but that wouldn't be our sort of our.
20 microdose gummies. That's nice.
That's legit, right?
5-0.
Oh, we're gonna. So next week he's gonna
Oh,
be back
he
on
ate
the
the
show.
whole pack.
I know. Look at him. He's all chill.
Damn, again?
We should talk about Odie's
Open this
wardrobe
bad
because it
boy
is the
up.
fucking coolest.
He's like going Miami. He's going
70s Miami Vice.
Yeah, or I was even thinking further back.
You need
Magnum
somebody to
PI
R&D
times
these bad
almost.
boys or what?
Early
Magnum,
80s,
you
right?
gotta
You know me.
got a Corvette out there. Oh, nice.
No, it's a
30
Ferrari.
I mean Ferrari. 308
What, did you
Ferrari.
have to go to the Five and Dime to grab a lighter?
Who are you going to? Oh, whoa!
what's
Okay, it was
car?
floating for a second. That was some trick photography.
What the fuck was that?
That's nice. No,
That's his grower.
that's
made that.
Oscar blew this little pipe
Cultivation
for me
manager.
a long time ago. I love it. Yeah, I love this the way how
Everybody
he
in
feels.
Oregon just blows glass like it's like, hey, here you go.
Have you been to Eugene?
Oh, don't get
Live
Dave
there.
going
Good old
about
Bob
Eugene.
Snob.
It might be a
It's
participation
like a 3-hour
trophy, but
conversation when you
I'm
say the
gonna
word
take
Eugene
it.
to Dave. It's like,
Hey, shout out to Barry's Espresso and Bakery.
there you go.
So all this
Eugene
like
said,
secondhand smoking over the Zoom, I figure I participate a little bit.
Did he say secondhand smoking over Zoom?
Now you're part of the cool crowd. Jin.
Yeah. You're, well,
It's part of the initiation.
Jin was a champ in Hawaii.
what do you mean, like a champ? Like he did
long
the
have you been
gram
smoking
dab?
for?
Since I was a fucking baby.
We won't talk about it publicly.
Well, Mateo wanted me, Dave, earlier you talked about, what is that called when you're on mushrooms? So you were trying to like, you bring a lot of the issues in your life to kind of, when you're high on mushrooms? Like earlier you talked about that,
you
earlier
have
on
to-
the show.
You have an opportunity to confront what you really were afraid of confronting before the introduction of psilocybin.
And let's just say that when Mateo and I were on Hawaii, and he thought I was able to bring down some super heavy stuff, and then I just talked a little bit about stuff that was on my mind from years and years ago from my family stuff. I remember Mateo he listened to it for a second. I was like, okay, that's boring. Moving on. Let's go back to the turtles.
No, Mateo just opened
Are
up
you
the
one of
bag
the
of
crazy-
mushroom gummies and started eating them.
Just shout him.
R&D.
So?
I asked.
R&D.
That's fine. But share them around now, because once we open the bag, who knows?
This is amazing.
They
Whoever
taste
did
really
this.
good. They do taste like little fruit leather
Golden
things.
Path.
Are you one of the crazies
always
and
have the
thinks
best
the
of
world
best.
is flat?
Is that a real
Mateo
question?
actually
for
goes on.
It was in the
Mateo
chat.
actually goes on world tours to go collect the best of the best.
Well, that's amazing. So
And then,
we
and then Mateo, you have a way of collecting it, not by like paying for it, but because you have something to trade. Because you have other best of the best from other corners of the world. So you go to Hawaii, and that was the best. You go to this like seed show, everybody just say, "Oh wow, what did you get that?" And you're like, "Okay, let me get some of that."
Is that papaya pound cake from 808 Genetics?
that has the best nose.
This is the mix of everything.
That's got the best nose.
The melange, we call that.
The mall.
Melange. The melange.
It's like the suicide drink.
That's it. Oh, yeah.
Suicide.
Just
Oh,
everything
Long
at the end of the
Island iced
night.
tea.
It's like pretty much that. Just
What the heck?
non-alcoholic.
Hey, I may get Oscar on here too. So
Uh-oh.
at least it's gonna be in the chat. So I'm just
So one of the things you were talking about too with your lighting technology.
Did you bite this off or something? Look at how elegantly he I think it just tears really
Just, no,
simply.
just give him the
and
bag.
try it.
Give it to him.
Huh?
No, nobody else is going to touch that bag now.
He's ruined it.
Oh my gosh.
He gnawed
Can
on
we
it.
get a picture of that and put that online?
I'm gonna
Don't
no.
just chew on bags.
Gnawed it. Go back in the tape.
like
Rio.
Do you have a
we're-
picture of that, Mark?
No, I can't even open it now.
Can you rewind to see? I mean, it looks like he tore into the bag with his
Alright, it's
teeth.
okay.
You're gonna have to look after
I
it.
didn't have
It's
my pocket
okay.
knife on
He
me.
doesn't know how things work. He hasn't figured it out yet.
Going 3 now? 4?
Two.
I'm okay
They're
with
really
2.
tasty.
I'm going.
The
I'm
elderberry
just going for the
is
taste
awesome.
now. I'm going straight for taste.
Be careful with that one. If you go straight for the taste, you might be 10 deep and
No,
be
three's good.
balls deep.
Yeah, and
good.
Tim's chocolate bars are amazing too. If you went straight for the taste on that, you'd be on Mars.
Yeah, they were good.
What y'all need is some of these tamales.
There we
That's
go.
right.
Is there weed in them or what?
So
Except
high.
when you eat mushrooms because you're hungry, it's
You
like
can-
always
you can
it's
add
always a
weed.
problem. Like I'm hungry. These are good. Yeah, that's not good.
it's officially 5:01 in the West Coast. So.
All right, it's
5 o'clock
legal.
Oh, Mateo, I'm off work.
Don't tell your boss.
I'm just waiting for your,
in Vegas,
mother-in-law
you
to
should be
come
at
in the room.
Champs.
That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for the. Excuse me. Oh, wait a minute. Out of nowhere.
What's your mother-in-law's name? I want to invoke it right now.
Oh no,
She's I tell you, she cooks some amazing.
He forgot her
handmade
name, but he
dumplings.
knows she cooks some good food.
Yeah.
Dumplings, I tell you. Oh my God. All of our neighbors, few of our neighbors that's come over when she made those handmade dumplings, I just text them and say, guys, come over, one per person. And just so sick. They're like pan fried handmade dumplings with
One
meats.
per person.
What's this one per person shit? What the fuck?
Damn.
Yeah, lose my number for that, man.
You know, beggars can't be choosers.
You see what Dave walks in here before the studio. He comes in with like a full 4-course meal.
Ooh, that was a dig.
I had, what did I have today? Today I had rice, noodles, and beef and broccoli. And I only finished the broccoli. That's 4 courses. Yeah, broccoli course, a beef course, a rice course, and a noodle course.
That is 4, Dave.
That's what I agreed with him. So everybody start sending in, how are we going to do the giveaway? What should we do? Because we got to give him a month. I think we should keep Mid's Teo, unless you're really opposed to it.
It's all about you. We're honoring you.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
Everyone likes it. They love it. They love it.
They love butchering it. It's great. Mark reading it.
We can't change
All
the
right,
people.
I'm gonna stop using cultured. I'm gonna get shitty genetics.
Hey,
I'm
now.
gonna start spraying Eagle 20 all
Wow.
over.
Start? What do you mean start? What are you talking about?
Add some Avid in there.
Touch a nerve?
You know, it's sad. A lot of us had no idea.
What's that?
How bad it was.
Oh yeah, they're still finding it in plastic.
Back in the
They
day.
stopped using it 4, 5, 6, 8 years ago.
For the last time.
And they're still finding it in the ventilation
You know what's-
systems. They're still finding it in the plastics.
Like what, in people's pots and stuff?
Yeah, like embedded into the plastic. Like
I don't
the
think it should be legal
microbutanol.
for grow stores to carry it.
No,
of course it shouldn't
Well,
be
this is the
legal.
thing. There's no regulation to it, right? So it's like, yeah, you can't use it on cannabis, but that's the extent.
Get that
You can
shit out of here.
You can
use
spray
it
it
on
on
your
your
apples.
Yeah, bell peppers, grapes.
If I owned a grow store, I wouldn't have it in my store.
No,
FYI.
they have it. Just about every grocery store has it on the back shelf. Still, same with Avid. Same with the midichloprid.
You might as well
Wow,
use a
such a
flamethrower.
downer.
God, Elon.
Sorry.
Why
the
coming in
truth,
here?
The truth just bubbles out of me. I
Think
can't
about
help
the
it.
brickweed that we smoked. What was on there?
I was just trying to bring up a way to do a nice, healthy
Malathion.
giveaway.
A lot of malathion back in the day
Ooh,
probably was
yeah.
on
We're
there.
so blessed.
That's where the terps came from.
And yeah.
So you're trying to distract us right now, actually, because the question at hand is, should we be using Mid's Teo as the name?
Yes.
To win
Maybe
the
Mid should
land?
come up with the name we
And then
use.
you threw
I
out
don't know.
Eagle 20.
I kind of see his whole want to change for the whole, let's get.
Oh, we can try
let's
to
switch it up.
We can come up with something
Switch
new.
it up.
Do
Make it
Let's come up
fresh.
with something
How
new.
about we do? How
Fresh and
about
clean.
we?
Odie.
No, look, I knew he was gonna do that. I knew.
There's still an hour left.
He was like,
No, I was going with it. Jin, do you have a good
Didn't
word?
do like Creepy Dave.
I got Mid's Teo.
Creepy Dave.
It's not flying.
oh, Mid's Teo.
I like Mid's Teo then.
No.
Swing it back.
How about Mateo?
No,
And just spell it wrong.
No.
It's the same.
Yeah.
How about you write in and tell us a reason why you need a light?
There we go.
There you go, like we used to
There
do.
you go, for sure.
We should
Yeah,
come up with
definitely
a
put some
subject
meaning
line
to it.
so I,
worthwhile.
so I don't have to sort through like all kinds of.
Sunscape
I need
giveaway.
a light.
I like Vinny's
How about they
idea.
follow Sunscape's page or something like
Yeah.
that? That would be good. That's
You got to follow Sunscape's page on Instagram.
Oh,
Yep.
hey.
There
Oh,
you
I see what this. Oh, so this is. I understand. I'm a little
And
slow when it comes.
Tag
Sure,
3
these
people.
guys.
Once you win the light, tag 3 people.
We want to do it that way? And then it. No, but then Mark can't read and call somebody on the show. And
What?
See, we've had many problems trying to do
Yeah.
giveaways because what happens is stoners are like, "What do you mean? What's the word of the month?" And then we're like, "Oh, do we really?" And then we give them 20 minutes to figure it out, and then it's like, "Damn, that took a long time." But so we don't want to do that.
Stoner mode.
so, no, I like Vinny's. Let's go back old school. Just say, we're going to call it Sunscape giveaway, right? Sunscape LED giveaway. and then
he's thinking around here. I can see the steam coming out of his ears right now.
Just give him a reason why you need a light. I guess that wasn't really.
Hold on, I need a mushroom edible before I can be creative.
If I could virtually throw this in your mouth, I would.
Don't forget to leave your number so we can call you live on the show.
That's the number one issue.
That's the number one issue that we get.
Besides any other, the number one issue is the lack of phone numbers, because the phone number is the only way we're going to get through to these people. And
now, Old Checking is
I
asking,
would say,
are they?
Let's make it.
Are old winners able to get a new light?
We're wiping the slate.
Wiping the slate clean.
Wiping the slate.
Yeah.
Everybody's
What
cool.
if it's an essay? What was an essay of a short essay of an email to Adam?
Yeah.
And then
An
is there
ode to
why they
Adam?
start growing? What makes them grow the best? Like what makes them cultivate at home, whatever it is?
Did you just
and
ask people?
Adam, you picked the story.
Oh no, we do.
Read.
Don't worry.
Hold on, Adam's not reading any stories.
I can't. No, that's-
He can't
right.
be involved in that.
Yeah.
It's got to be Mark. Okay, so it has to be really short, quick, straight to the point. Tell us why.
If it
you
says
need a
anything about the
light.
Nuggets in there, it's probably going to win.
Probably gonna win.
If they're like, I love the Nuggets, by the way, Nuggets, go Nuggets, then it's like, dude, I don't know. These guys keep winning. These Nuggets.
P.S. Go Nuggets.
It'd be fun, right? If you guys read it. Yeah, we read it, and we.
I know we do. No, we do. We make
the
sure
best
that.
points.
Yeah, of course.
Mark does.
If they hit
I read
puppies,
it with him
thorough.
sometimes.
Mark, yeah, he takes
Do
it
you?
so seriously. That's the reason
Oh,
why
okay.
we're trying to do this properly,
Well-
because he actually studies every single note like it's like a novel or something. It's crazy.
wait.
He'd be like working on it for days. Be like, wow, how does he do it?
This is good info.
Sounds like
If-
real dedication to his job.
He barely
You guys
even
on
watches.
fucking drugs or
He's not even watching the show while he's doing the show, so don't worry about that. He's not
No.
not
Yeah.
you
dedicated.
missed over.
Working on this
Careful,
spreadsheet.
we're in the
Yeah.
hiring spree. Sunscape's on a hiring spree. We have to poach Mark.
And if you,
He's only got 13 other jobs. Don't worry about him. He's fine.
I'm the 14th job. I'm 14er. I'm the 14er.
I get a new job every time I come here.
I got 5 jobs a month.
What is it?
I don't want anybody
Yes.
to miss the nugget that was just given out.
What? The nugget?
Vinny also reads them, so things about cats.
Oh yeah, no,
and
yeah,
coffee
No.
and people flying
yeah,
on
he
motorcycles and crashing when they land.
If you do that, he'll.
Oh my goodness! Mention something about warped TV, which to this day I still don't understand what it is. When I ask, they giggle at me, going, "Hey, I gotta tell you." Yeah, see, he's
It's like
Beavis
Faces
and
of
Butthead.
Death, kind of part 2.
But so get your email in.
No.
It does take Mark a while to go through them. So if you want a new Sunscape LED, and it's a good lamp, this is not a teensy weensy little something. And as we look into the legalities, Odie's on it. He'll let us know what what can happen. You maybe come with a cut. You never know, or some genetics, some other whatever the legal means are.
Per
So-
CPAC.
It's gonna be seeds.
Might even get a
Yeah.
rub tug.
Oh,
A Bitcoin.
yeah,
a
with
piece of-
Mateo is going to give out a hand job.
I think he was actually volunteering you as we spoke.
I was definitely volunteering, Dave.
I saw the look in his eyes. He just pretty much thought you were doing it.
He doesn't get to volunteer my services at all.
But look, don't be doing weird shit this year. Don't put your
He's
dick in a
still
bucket of
pissed
mashed
off about
potatoes.
the Midsteo thing. Let it go. We won't use Midsteo.
All right.
It ran a good course.
Yeah, it ran its course.
We got a lot of good ones. We should actually put them all up on one. We should actually collect all the ones because there were some good ones.
I mean, it's not
A lot of work.
Pinsky's
A lot
my
of work
bitch.
went. A lot of work went into the Midsteo.
Sounds like a job for an intern.
Dude, you can't
Job
do that.
number 15.
You just created your own job. my
Sometimes
friend.
you get two when you come here,
I
Mark.
think they call in during the show.
So we got James Bean coming in any minute now too. Hot.
Be way easier.
Formerly in Oregon, now in
Mexico.
sunny Mexico.
SunscapeLED.com. Go take a look at their products. If you have any questions, you can send an email to Mark. And no, just contact Jin. He can answer all your questions, or send an email to dundeal@adamdunshow.com. Say Sunscape LED or Sunscape in the title, and tell Mark and Vinny why you want a light. If you want to appeal to Mark, Nuggets, Rockies, Broncos, Vinny,
Midget Strollers.
Cats,
Oh, not the Rockies. I'm on boycott.
Oh, don't know. You
Monster
fucked up.
trucks,
No,
motorcycles,
Not really monster trucks. He's not a big monster truck guy. No.
motorcycles,
Freestyle.
the London Police,
Freestyle.
Wu-Tang Clan.
extreme shit.
Anyway,
Extreme shit.
dude.
Dave is literally Kaiser Sozoing this entire show right now. He's like looking around the room. He's like Hood Lab. There's a coffee pot. He's like exit sign. Box of rope. Box on top of TV. Yes, show. Yeah, you
Kaiser Soze.
You Kaiser Sozoing the entire show.
Godfather just got back.
See, he's pointing over at people in the room. He doesn't know. Yes.
Hopefully, he bought a gram for everybody. You know,
What do you think? He left this for so long. Obviously.
obviously.
There was no. He had to count. He had to come back
Except
and count.
Vinny.
Yeah.
I know better.
Vinny's already got his. What do you think?
Oh my goodness.
He's got yours. That's the best part. And this is empty.
Okay.
Dun, dun.
No, I didn't get one.
That's how it works, right?
No,
So
that's
we
all it
This is for right there.
Zibba. Anyway,
Product placement.
Product
James Bean,
placement.
man on the scene, come on through. He's got the links, and hopefully he's spread them to his other Raw Connect guys.
Raw Connect.
That's right.
James Bean, we're channeling you right now. You can meet Jin from Sunscape before he goes.
I think you have to go outside and scream for that.
Hey guys, I'm back in the wilderness.
Yes.
Jen, are you not going to Champs?
It's already today. It's happening right now.
Yeah, he's in Vegas.
Oh, yeah, he's in
fucking-
Vegas.
There's
So-
some after parties. I think we're supposed to go.
Oh.
I want you to know that I've been taking Taekwondo.
It's not a real party unless it's thrown by the show. I'm just telling you.
Really?
We're pretty good
I
at
hope
it.
Champs goes better this year.
It's doing what it's doing. In Vegas right now, Champs opened up an entire adult section, right? This was their launch.
Oh.
Yeah. Hap was supposed to come on and talk about it. Maybe
Really?
they didn't do
In
it.
fishnets or no?
He was like, the owners wanted to add, in addition to all the other shitty vendors that they had there. Or not, I'm kidding. They wanted a
It
whole adult
looks as if
section.
somebody glued a forearm to the bottom of your torso.
It's just when they had like aisles of kratom and then aisles of
Bullshit.
like it was like
Delta 8.
no
Come
Delta 8 the
on.
Delta 8 and the fucking kratom, those are the two things that I had to like. It was like being back in the day when dealing with High Times and it was like they had all that fake weed in the back. Remember that? I was like if you guys took that out of the magazine, I think more people would respect you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like that as a show, they kind of like but the problem was those are the ones. I mean, you counted the amount of things. You're like, actually, I can. There's no way they're going to say no because it's like 100 booths selling the same product and all spending $10,000 on a booth, and you're just like, okay, there's a million. You're not going to get them to take that out. Sorry,
Nope.
I don't see that happen.
Well, it felt very gas station-y walking
Yeah.
around Champs. Like it was no different than walking into like the gas station when you go to the
Oklahoma
airport.
gas station.
A lot of fluorescent colors, and a lot of exactly. They were just like, oh.
Like, what is going on here?
Yeah, it really.
You're selling what?
But and that's the whole
Okay.
thing is in the middle is all your homies and all the good glasses there.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, this is the spirit of original Champs. What it
Well, wait, let's break it down. Kratom, Delta 8, right?
CBD to a point because it
Vape shit.
wasn't like quality CBD. You knew it was
Really shitty
Precursor
vape,
Delta 8, so.
nicotine vape, and
Yeah.
who gets busted?
what's that for my booth space?
For walking around with,
Oh.
with the fucking car. They're selling the worst shit to everyone. I mean, the worst shit that
Well, I was
you would
telling-
even see on the gas station
pirated
shelves.
a booth.
He didn't pirate a
You
booth. He walked
fucking
around with a Red
pirated a
Ryder.
booth.
No, I was just I was rolling around with my mobile booth at the time, and then they were like,
That was the year that you pirated a booth.
No, it was
a
last
Delta
year.
8 booth.
That was a different Champs. I'm
That
talking
was
about
the
Champs
one
here.
before.
You're talking about
Okay.
Champs there. No, we
Sorry.
did.
No, blend
we did.
together.
We pirated. We always pirate a booth. I mean, why not? Again, like I know the owners, man.
The people that
But it was
ran
the
it came
owner
up
that
to you
slapped
and
you.
totally nude, whatever.
What can I say?
Does this add to the adventure?
You got it. You got to take it while you can. Well, that year the thing is they had empty space because they came in and shut everybody down who had Delta 8.
Yep.
And
They almost shut everybody down.
And so that was kind of one of those. And then people were like ripping their signs and hey, speaking of Delta 8, there he is.
Hey, there's Delta 8.
Let's mids. Will you swap seats with Globfather?
Yeah,
Let
for
Glob
sure.
come on.
Oh yeah, because Globfather's now you're no
Give
fun
me
anymore.
I was here. Steal my papers.
How you doing, my friend?
I'm good. How are you?
James Bean, man on the scene.
I'm surviving on mushroom. I'm surviving on mushrooms over here because there's nothing to eat except these at the moment.
We got
cookies, bagels, and
Did
cookies.
Vinny cut you off?
Can't eat now.
Getting in early.
Vinny, any chobuchakis?
Vinny cut you off.
Benny, you guys want some? Hey, how's it going, man?
Oh, buchakis. Now we're talking.
That'll calm you guys down.
What fuck am I getting into here?
Huh?
So what the fuck am I getting into here? Buchakis.
Buchakis. These are the Vinny's buchakis.
I don't know.
Does not make it sound appetizing at all.
No. Well, these are the original buchakis were buchakis. These are just like the chocolate version of without the other the boo boo on top. Had the boo boo on top, and it was originally
meth.
Boo boo.
Good man.
Huh?
I don't do drugs.
Okay,
Is weed? Is Vinny's weed?
No.
Let me get one of these bad boys.
Shut up, Debex.
One for the
It's weed should taste good.
Very nice. How's your Dabex doing?
The seed company,
Good.
and
Thank
it
you.
is Kyle.
Compared to these other two jackasses that I got over here.
Do you have two jackasses in your studio?
Well, I've got two jackasses. No, yeah, I'll leave that one alone. But yeah, see.
Jackass. Boo, funeral.
The other things.
Yeah, that's it.
Exactly. Paperweights. Fucking paperweights. That's what they are.
So we got Raw Connect coming in a minute, right?
Yeah.
These are, and they're new to you. They just came on board.
Brad is new. Yep. He's been breeding for a while, but we just have recently added him.
Exactly.
He's got a whole bunch of strange. There's Zeshies. There's Lushies.
James, right above you on the Brady Bunch is Jin from
he's actually
Sunscape
blowing,
LED.
yeah.
Look up like you pretend like you can see him. Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
Hey,
Let's
what's
go.
going on?
Jin, look down. Jin, look down.
Yes.
Fisting him.
Hey!
Oh, yeah. Oh, you gotta punch down. No, you have to punch down.
Flag on
Jen,
it.
you have to punch down. Punch down.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. You're punching down. He's punching up. There we go.
Yeah.
We got it going on. Anyway.
Fisting roundabout.
But that's
yeah. Anyway, so Brad's coming on. He'll be here in a second. He was driving earlier today. Got stuck in California traffic, as is normal.
So you answered a few questions. California, and the guy, and we're talking to who? Oh, here he is.
Brad,
nice one.
and just in time.
There he is.
Hey, Jen, thanks for joining us. We appreciate your
thanks so
time.
much, Jen.
Sunscapeled.com, and we'll have a done deal set up in a couple of weeks.
Jen can hang out. You don't have to be a dick, Dave. Make him leave and shit.
We've been telling this whole time.
No, we're giving him the outs if he wants to, because his mother-in-law might come in and then he's in big trouble.
You didn't hear about his mother-in-law.
Yeah, he's in the nursery smoking around the kids now.
What?
He's gonna get
No.
no, he's not. I'm just kidding.
That'd be a great fucking backdrop, though, right? Get like a nursery behind you.
Exactly. You should.
It was good to see you guys.
We'll see you soon.
I'll plug in next week, okay? Maybe on the 8th, and we'll be with our data partner.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say. Next time, I'd love to get Oscar on and see all the plants like we saw when we were checking you out.
Okay, cool.
That'll be great. Thanks.
Peace.
And we got Brad from Raw Connect. We got James Bean, the man on the scene.
Teacher now.
Welcome. So you beat the traffic and now you're back home?
Oof, yeah, it was quite a drive, man. I'm honestly, you already know California traffic's not a joke, so it was about a 4 hour round trip there.
God.
So I'm just trying to recover from sitting for so long.
Wait, 4 hours, 12 miles?
I was going to say 12 miles each direction, 4 hours. That's about right. Yeah, something like that, right?
Oh man, yeah, it was a long run, but I'm back. Glad I made it. I was definitely crunched for time. So how you guys doing today?
We're all good.
Stellar, man.
We took
Great.
some mushrooms and now we're smoking some hash.
Yeah, I'm pretty high.
Glob us up, Globfather.
All right, here, let me clean this banger for you, get you set up proper. We'll get you real stoned.
I got some hash in here too.
Is it from Godfather?
Nah, this is from Mountain Grease, from my boy Jose over there in LA, Mountain Grease. Hose Beast on Instagram, yeah. So we got some blue slushy and some banana cannons. I don't know, looks a little blurry on my screen.
Wait,
so
did you say Hose Beast on Instagram?
yeah, you know, like the like you know, with the water.
Got it. Okay.
That is clever, dude. I
These
like
names,
the
man.
wordplay.
Well, it's better than cultured
Definitely.
with 4 periods in it, man. Come on.
That looks nice.
No, 2. There's 2. Don't
Just in the middle, just randomly in the middle too, which is
You throw anyone on the bus, don't you?
Yeah, it's my job when the mic's here, man. Talk to Odie. I'm a nice guy off camera, man, but you know, this is my job. Dave's great. I want people to laugh.
At you. Yes, they're doing a good job. They're doing a great job.
I'm laughing at you.
Well, listen, just because it's us talking right now and you've been on the show half a dozen times already, do not mention a fucking thing about James Bean's shirt.
Oh,
not a fucking thing.
Gotta go there.
Don't say anything about his shirt. Okay? So, Raw Connect is in the house, Genetic. Tell us about.
So that's Dave. Dave's autistic. So it's fine,
Oh.
We're not allowed to make fun of him.
Yeah.
It's bad. It's bad character. I'm just let him spew.
He turns red.
So tell us, what is Raw Genetics got going in the line now for me? I know that you guys have had just had a recent release, but I know you got some other stuff coming up right now, right?
Yeah, we've got a lot of cool stuff in the bag that we've been working on, trying to get ahead of the game, doing a lot of traditional work with males right now, and then we're going to jump back in and do a whole bunch of feminized work going forward on some of the more popular lines that we've got from Georgia and Stuffed French Toast and some of those things that have really, really proven themselves over the last couple of years to be, you know, high-end producers, really, really fine hash makers and stuff like that. So we want to keep pushing those forward.
And that Stuffed French Toast is one of your big ones, right?
I mean, she's been around the longest as far as like clone onlys go. So that was French Toast and Cookies and Cream. We made that, I mean, that's, you know, 8 years ago or something like that.
That's
Blue
crazy.
Dream King found it. Yeah, it's been just, and so
I just got a cut of that stuffed French toast in my garden about a month ago. I traded somebody
$5,000.
Yeah, 10,000 doll hairs. But no, I traded I think it was OGKB or something along the lines of that. But I also have the Cherry Paloma JR token cut. So
Yeah,
I
she's
have
a good
a
one.
few strains from you guys in the house.
Nice. I'm glad to hear it, man. Those will definitely work well for you. And I've heard that Cherry Paloma's been washing pretty well, so that's good. And I know that Stuffed French Toast is like around 4% fresh frozen in the end there. So she's a beast. She's 2 a light, 2 plus a light easily, I think, for most people under any setup, really.
Now, what's like the leaf to calyx ratio on the stuffed French toast? Like, is it leafy or is it pretty easy to trim? Like, I haven't flowered it yet, so I'm just trying to get some perspective on it.
Honestly, that is probably one of the most dreamy strains to grow, and all the things that we've built off of feminizing that line as well. Super low leaf ratio. You pretty much just get the big main fans, which makes it easy to come through and pop, 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 pop. You know, you hit your D leaf and then you've just got cannons that are just stacking from there. And so one thing that's super nice about Stuffed French Toast and all the crosses that come with it is like you don't really get smalls. The amount of things that would end up in like pre-rolls or like your lower bag is very, very little. It's all like high grade chunk, you know what I mean?
A lot of tops.
Yeah, really well, and super powerful branching. So you should see pretty thick diameter stems that are able to sustain themselves, and they like to go up. So don't be scared to get in there and do a little bit of topping on Stuffed French Toast, because otherwise she'll get up there on you, especially her. Some of the stuff that we've made off of it really brings that forward, but tempers it a little bit. So it really just makes phenomenal, cultivars for especially the commercial market, like peanut butter pie, stuffed cherry gelato or 2 that come to mind immediately. Just like 3 a light, 4% hash, beautiful in the bag, jack of all trades kind of stuff.
Yeah,
there.
like you just like run the trim scissors like over the
show. This is the
dry
Godfather
bud,
show. Is great.
And
like
it's
just give it a little scrape,
clean.
just a little.
Yeah, that's
I'm
what
over,
everybody
I'm over here
wants.
taking notes and shit.
But yeah, no, she's She's a good one for sure, and I think that's kind of why she's been around for so long. Like Blue Dream King found her, and she started out as being passed around for about 150 a cut by him. And here it is years later, like we make sure we don't lose it. People still pick it up from us regularly. Like you traded for it. You know what I mean? Like she's out there still doing it, and she's got a couple cups under her belt too. So I think that, you know, it's definitely pretty unique, and it's been standing the test of time so far.
Nice, that's good to hear.
That cookies and cream was a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Hash makers too, right?
Yeah,
so I think
great
like
strain.
that's probably where the bulk of the hash making probably comes from.
Remember
and then
Cuban?
it just carries.
Remember
I
Cuban?
do.
Yeah.
I remember I met him at a show once or twice.
Mike
You know,
was
out there,
giving him
like,
all
with
his
the-
trim. Yep. Dude,
Yeah, the
putting
hair
out some shit.
straightener, you know, I remember back in the show days, bro, they go out and they give you the dabs, you know, you just get in line and
People don't
good
understand.
times, man.
They don't
Good
know.
times,
people,
man.
People do not understand. Shit that was down. It was like I just tell people like it was the rave days. Like I saw ambulances with fucking stretchers wheeling bitches out and shit because they were passing out.
Yeah, I mean, for a while it was pretty good though. I feel like there were no fights. Like it was really like a cool community thing. And then obviously, you know, the culture starts to get out of control after a while. But by the time it got there, I had gone to so many shows. We didn't even really want to go to them anymore. We're just like, we already met everybody. We did our networking rounds, and we either had friends or didn't at that stage, you know.
Yeah, so you guys have been in the California market for a minute. Like obviously, most of your time, but in the rec market as well. I know that your strains are grown in quite a few legal establishments.
Yeah, they're starting to be more and more. I see people posting us all the time, and actually, it's really funny. I was speaking to somebody on Twitter, and they have like some kind of a project where they do licensing for strains, and they posted and showed me the bag, and it was rainbow berries. And I told him, I was like, you know, we made that, right? And he was like, no way, you fucking made that? And I was like, you know, it's just kind of funny because they didn't know
and you're
genuinely.
like dollars
and
dollar bills.
Why don't you sage and berries?
What's that?
So,
Why don't you do a
so
sage and
have you been in trouble by Fletcher yet for using rainbow berries?
The rainbow belts? Yeah, I mean, he's
Did somebody
definitely
throw
said
something at
some
you?
like very like direct things, like he knows me or something like that about my character, which is a very interesting approach. But my position is, I think he made something that's really good, and if it wasn't, I would not want to use it. And the seeds were paid for; they were donated to me by the community. I did the hunt. Completely 100% flower
You
to
didn't
male.
name it. You didn't name it Rainbow Butthurt. You could have done
Hey-o! He's definitely rainbow butthurt though, 100%.
You're a little upset.
There's no
You're a
doubt in
little
my
upset.
mind about that. But you know, he's been upset the whole time, and it's just nothing I can do for him. He's kind of
I love you, Fletcher.
inconsolable.
Just saying, but yeah, love you, buddy.
Hey, I got love for him too. I
Yeah.
don't know him, and so it's just kind of funny some of the stuff he said.
Well,
But you know,
I mean,
we
the funny
really
thing
put
is,
the
we all
work
know
in
him,
with it.
and so we understand it too. We know it's like, you know, it's Fletch too. So,
I'm glad. Yeah, so I mean,
You're
I
not
remember the
unique.
first
in-
time I talked to Fletcher, I was like, Fletcher, I've got a bank where I can get your seeds out everywhere. I'll across. I've got distribution. He's like, maybe I don't want everybody to have my seeds. And it just fucking like nobody ever said that shit to me before. I was just like, stop me in my fucking tracks. I was like, what? Fucking what? Yeah.
God bless him.
I was just like, all right, buddy.
Yeah, I mean,
obviously
I think
he
that,
sold me and we worked with him. But.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you've got the seeds, and no matter how you get them, and you've got them, you can pretty much do whatever you want with them, honestly. Like, it's public IP. If it wasn't public IP, it wouldn't be in the public's hand, and that's just kind of the way it works. There's no, like, working plant patents. None of us have.
It's like I told him, if you don't want to have
know?
your shit, quit giving it away. Like there wouldn't be a rare dank if you hadn't fucking gave Scott all 25 of your strains.
Yeah. Yeah, no shit.
And you know what? It's like, on the other hand, I'd rather take a little bit of heat and make sure he gets the credit because it's good. And from
Of
there,
course,
we
you gotta
did the
give credit
work.
about that.
And now I've already built three other lines off of it. We're doing our Skittles BX work. So I've got the BX2 line in testing now. I've got BX3 getting tested at scale. You know, we're gonna take all that, pick the best, go to BX4. So for me, it's really a passion project, and the ZBX trying to really fix that and make it more commercially viable is like the reason why I did all of it. And then from there, we found a lot of great things like Bacchio belts and Z code, and there's even more that we're still digging into. that we're going to build off of as well. So for me, it's like anything I've ever used that wasn't my own, we've built at least 3 different lines off of that. So it's really all about using it as a block to just move forward for me.
Refining it, figuring out what you like about it, and then putting those genetics towards you. And as long as as long as it's bitches, it's fine. It's females, it's cool. It's when you're using other people's males that I think you get into wrecks about.
They do, but it's hard to understand for me.
You don't
what
see
the
a lot,
real
and you don't really
difference
see.
is.
You don't really see a lot of people sharing males anyway. Just that's, and if it is, if you give somebody pollen, then you're even giving him more at that point. You really gave it away.
Well, and
we just gave away pollen recently, and I'm starting to sell all the males. Like after we get our line dropped, and I'm bringing the males out so the public can see them. The public can actually go ahead and vet our selections themselves, or feel free to use them and build their own things because
it's like a stock show.
It doesn't take away from me for somebody else to get a leg up and start right. So I think
essentially that's what you're buying. You're buying, either Brad's or Dunn's or whoever's homework, right? You're getting like their cheat sheet on their work, so you can then take it, perfect it, do what you want to with it. But that's what people are paying for. Is you're paying for the breeder's homework. I mean, seeds, plants do make a bunch of them, but something you can talk about that I really respected you for is you had a big line set to release, and then you pulled it back. You dropped it. You could have slung it and would have hit market, but you pulled it back. It wasn't ready yet.
Yeah, it's definitely happened. It's definitely happened, and I feel like in every line, there's usually at least 1 or 2 things that get made that get held back. There for a while, I was putting cherry pie in a lot of things, and I don't know if anybody noticed. No, there really was like maybe 1 cherry pie cross came out. People didn't really complain, but like I did see intersex rates were too high, and then in the other stuff, it's like the flowers were cool, but the customer they don't like when they see intersex rates, and it's kind of hard to tell them like, oh, like you got to accept it in this one, but
somehow cherry pie made it through so many like different groups that held on to. It's crazy when you see like, 'cause it's going to do it. It's like definitely, it's like it's in there. It's fucking imprinted.
I got so pissed off when I tried like I went fucking to week 6 and it was going to happen. It's like week 5, week 6, I'm there at the fucking tweezers, right? I'm pulling off them. I got them. I know I'm good, right?
You're never going to keep up.
Fuck no. It got loose and the whole room got pollinated with fucking
no.
That was it. I killed that bitch. I hung her at the fucking door. I killed all of her kids.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say I end up just letting it go as well. I think I passed it to JR Token, and it did the same thing to him. And I still have the crosses. Like I've got a bunch of like probably 4 or 5 cool crosses with it. And we'll.
She's like my ex-girlfriend, just fucking completely unstable. So. So you just can't deal with her. You
can't trust her.
No.
Yeah, I can't trust her.
Are you looking to start breeding projects with other breeders and do like little collabs with people you trust in the industry? Is that what's next for you, or do you have any? What is next?
Yeah, so we've actually had quite a few collaborations. I collaborate with Tiki Madman enough to where we started a brand together called Zephyr Seeds. I've collaborated with In-House and a bunch of different people. I've got collabs with Ronin right now, Y East. I think that we've got some collabs coming together with Sin City. We just had a collab with Canorado, which is still kind of like midway on like his freezer line and stuff. So yeah, I really love collaborating with other breeders and kind of extending the work because we all have different approaches and preferences, and we're doing unique things, right? So if we take our high level selections and share them with each other freely, and then just go to town and just literally it's like a handshake agreement over the phone of like, we're going to do this together. And you just got to work with good quality people who their word is their bond. Right. And so far we've had really great success with.
Just so you know, I'm a great broker for that kind of deal, right? Because I make sure you each get paid evenly, right? You sell your seeds through me.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Hey, I mean we've done that plenty of times too.
So I work with you. I work with Kevin Canorado, so split everything easy right down the middle. Make sure you each get paid.
Good guys. But yeah, I'm always open to it, man. So.
Well, cool.
So what do you like about his freezer line? What we just got that last month, by the way. It's on the website right now. Go check it out. It's got a different cross in it that Grandpa's gun chest.
Yep.
There's gun cabinet, which I have not heard of.
Yeah, Grandpa's gun chest. My buddy actually paid like $50,000 or something like that for that cut a few years back. And it's a really great plant. It smokes real nice, and he's been, refining, growing it for a while, and they've got it worked into some stuff, which was the fried ice cream, I believe was, I'm gonna say that's like an OG. That's like an OG thing there, and then into the Grandpa's gun chest, and then I think Canorado did the selection on the mail and everything, and then the seeds were made by Ronan, in collaboration, and then obviously he sent some raw stuff over there and had the raw and Ronan collabs going. So
when he says Grandpa's gun chest, I'm assuming I'm tasting metal in my mouth. Obviously, it's like it better have some sort of metallic-y flavor. What has it got? What that
it's like a
connotation
deep,
of?
it's like a deep musky. Like it's hard for me to describe because I've only smoked it probably about 10 times. But my boy's had it for a very long time, so he's a big fan of it, obviously. And it does make some really powerful smoke and some very robust plants that just put on big nugs, strong branches, and probably about mid-level on the leaf. Not the most, not the least.
Yeah, God, now I feel ignorant. Stuff. I've never heard of this strain before. Is this is it like really hidden, or is it super rare just because of like the cost of it?
No, so it was originally made by my boy over at Surfer Seeds. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Mike from Surfer Seeds, but so they originally did the breeding and made gun chest, and then I believe they actually pheno hunted and found that specific selection, and then like the deal was brokered later after that, and then I think the line was discontinued. But there might be a few crosses floating around out there that they did from like a male that they had, but he got a female, right? So they wouldn't be the same thing, but just the same lineage.
Okay.
And of course, you can find that right now on my website, along with all these wonderful strains. So your current work, what's in the pipelines? What's your chosen clone? Just the ZBX?
Yeah, so the current stuff that I'm testing right now is the Bacchio belts. So that's the Rainbow Belts 2.0 to the Gelato 41. We hunted that down. It's been very popular so far for the females. And yeah, so I'm testing the outcrosses on that right now. So that's going to be the next thing coming up. We are trickling out little things as we go, just to kind of keep the market entertained in these down times,
So how is the market? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about $2,000 ounces.
Did you miss that?
Let's talk about $10,000 pounds.
He just said $2,000.
Man, bro, I mean, there's still some of them out there, right? There's definitely a high-end market that I'm aware of, but it's definitely not something that most people are being able to tap into as a participant on either side. So,
right, yeah, no, I've heard of, I know of one of my one of the breeders tells me that the market is the best he's ever seen the traditional market. He's like, fuck it, I'm opening a 20 lighter, put fucking 20 lighter out with solar. Says that because that you can't. On a larger level, you can't love each plant one by one, right? You're gonna miss some stuff, and so there's those group of people that will pay, and they can't find it right now. And it's not mids, but they're just, even when it comes through like the larger, buys, there's definitely a level to this shit, right? There's still a level, I think. So.
Dave.
Yeah, no, there's definitely levels.
Can't handle his shit.
Remember my first.
Oh no! Is Dave all done?
Dave's done. Yeah.
I was gonna say, who's choking?
Dave's cooked. He's cooked. He's all,
everybody's
look at him.
dabbing. I gotta jump in on these banana cannons. I don't know. I gotta get like a better camera and mic set up.
It looks good though. It looks good. It looks greasy.
That was Skittles, Dave.
What's a banana cannon?
We have a thumbs up.
Banana runs crossed with.
Banana Cannon is, man, I'm going to try to remember. So it's West Coast Connoisseur and Ronan are the ones who made it. They selected it. It's called Banana Cannon because it smells like straight banana, legit, tastes like banana, and the plant just literally throws down cannons. It's actually pretty impressive to see.
Describe that banana OG then.
I feel like it's got it in there somewhere, but it's definitely a cross they made. What it is definitely escapes me
It's
right
definitely
now.
a male stripper name. It's definitely a male stripper name for sure.
There you go.
It's
Got the banana hammock.
Banana cannon. The banana. Next on stage, we got the banana cannon. Here he comes.
I was gonna ask, does that banana flavor translate into the dried flower? Because so many times with those banana strains, like you'll smell it a little bit in flower, and then it's like when you go back after the dry, it's like, where the fuck did the banana go? You know what I mean? Like it's one of those terms.
You never want to say where did that banana go? Like that might get
Not when banana cannon's
That's what
around,
she
no,
said,
no.
right?
Where did it go?
Nah, so the dry flower I haven't really smoked too many times. I've definitely seen like buckets of it, over the rec spots or whatever, and it smells just like it does in the rosin. But admittedly, I can't really remember smoking the flower a lot. I think it usually just ends up going straight to processing. So
that's a very honest answer, and I appreciate that, sir.
Yeah. I mean, either way, the flowers are really impressive, and I'm sure they taste fine. Yeah, just right now, I honestly can't remember if I have. Seems like I would have at some point, but I've smoked it as rosin numerous times, and every time it's impressive for sure.
Yeah, I often say I probably should have smoked that in flower, but I've only smoked it in rosin.
I like flower still.
It's a good long live the flower fucking smokers, right?
Yeah,
Like,
man.
It's good. It's a good thing.
I went to just hash only for a while, and then I kind of like balanced out the scales a little bit, and now I kind of try to run down the middle. Like, I got to keep some hash around and get some good dabs, and I want to have good flower too. Just, I don't know, something about smoking flower, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Always, whenever I can't get high again, I just go back to joints. It fucking gets me high again.
That's my shit,
it gets
man.
you stupid high. It gets
I
you
love
stupid high, whereas, dabs just make you think more about doing more dabs. You're like, all right, I'm going to do another dab. Oh, that tastes good. Let me do another dab. And then with weed, you forget where their keys are, where the fuck, where was I going to? Like, and then you're like, leave the shit on the top of the car, lock yourself out, you do something dumb every time.
I love when
he's got a non-dab X. Look at this guy.
I know.
I was gonna say when I saw him pull out that Puffco, that if you will exchange contact information, and I'll get it from James, and we'll have a dab X sent to you.
Get you out of that funk you're in right now. That little Puffco funk. You don't realize you're in it.
Well, it's a different dabbing experience, and hopefully you'll appreciate it.
You don't have
as
to use
much as we do.
Q-tips, and you don't have to sit there looking like you're rubbing a nipple all day long, doing the nipple rub, like
making sure the battery fucking
stop. You can stop all that. All the nipple rubbing is over.
Figure out the secret configuration program.
It's just got a simple.
I do like that this is programmable though. I set the time to go for like a minute plus, and then I can sit here and just kind of like keep ripping it,
And listen, I'm not taking anything away. We've interviewed Roger Voldarski from Puffco, okay? He's a great guest. made a cutting edge electronic dab rig.
For the time.
And it's been around for a long time. This rig, made by Chris Ratto and the people at dabx.com, is just engineered different. It's totally different. It's a different design. And I think you'll appreciate it, as we do. The one thing I dislike about many aspects of life, as Vinny would attest to, is cleaning shit.
Hard bagels. Oh yeah.
No, clean. I don't want to clean.
No Q-tips.
I'm not that guy. Okay, you know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah, I know.
I wish. I just need somebody to point it out to me. I don't see it.
And the thing that impresses me is that Dunn hasn't been able to break it. Because that's kind of like my thing. If Dunn can still use it, and after a month he hasn't fucking just filled it to the top with shit, then
no. Truth be told, we've had dab X's since November, and we're each on our second. So with our use,
sorry, my dog's
okay, and it's okay. I can send it back and it's fixed. It's as simple as that. And we realize this is version 1.
Dave, what does this cost me with Dunn deal code?
$240 shipped.
Hey, it's not bad.
Yeah, I might have to think about it because I have a Puffco proxy, but I'm not convinced to buy like one of the pros But I don't know, man.
That thing's the best electronic dab rig I've ever used.
Yeah,
bro, the
hands down,
proxy
that
is just as good.
Yeah,
the proxy is just as good.
I
Honestly,
love,
it's like the
my
same
proxy.
engine, you know.
I love my proxy because when I go to the airport, I can literally like put it right in the bin where you go through. But yeah,
they don't advertise on the show.
No, I was just saying my experience, but I was saying that I do want to get one of these. But
we're gonna have one sent to you in side by side. You know what I mean? You'll decide.
I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to giving it a try because whatever can improve my mobile dab experience is definitely the way to go. Because these 2 gram buckets, they're not cheap.
No, you want to make sure you get it.
Things add up.
Well, the key to the whole thing is that it separates the smoke and the resin, so it's not like you going through the thing, and that's what always is like. It depends on how clean it is. If it's not clean, you'll taste it. You know what I mean? Whereas this one, it separates it, and so every hit is also like it. The key is that not, like he said, not cleaning it is what makes it night and day, because your whole area is not all filled with fucking Q-tips looking like you're some super wook. Like somebody walks in the room like, damn, you got some dirty.
What type of infection do you have?
Some dirty ears you got there, kid. You're like, oh, this is
uber wook.
Yeah, super wook, right? And your car is all filled with them, and you're like, coming out of the gas station with your.
Although I did get these Q-tips right here, they have alcohol inside of them.
What?
I will say, of all of the Q-tips that I've seen, like dab. Like companies that produce these types of products deliver, this is the most innovative Q-tip ever.
That's awesome.
I don't know.
Is it like a hollow tube in the middle that you snap and it comes out?
Activate it?
Yeah, so like you'll use this side. There's a side with a line.
Yeah.
It is a plastic one, so you don't want to do when it's flaming hot, but you literally just like snap this end and the alcohol goes to that side. So I'll mop first, then snap, and then clean up, and you're like,
and you'll never have to use these again. And that's the best part.
It's good for mobility.
The only thing that scares me is the plasticness of it.
You'll never, and you'll be like, you know what? I don't even use those things anymore. I feel so much better.
You get turp wipes.
You know how many turtles you just killed with that fucking thing right there? You're like the turtle murderer of the century with that. Turtle murderer. Turtle myrtles. These are my turtle myrtle.
Hey, I heard on the Adam Dunn show that Raw kills turtles.
Yeah, Raw Genetics, they kill turtles. Yeah, they are
killers.
No, but you guys, I was back to real shit. I would love it if you did.
That's real shit.
He's not a turtle murderer.
Murderer. Turtle murderer. Turtle murderer.
I love turtles.
I love turtles.
I think you guys should do a collab. Call it like what did I say you should call it earlier? Sage and
whatever it was, we're not going to use that name.
Sage and berries.
Sage and berries.
So we're not going to use that.
Sage and berries.
Could
you know, or do something like that. Berries and sage.
I'm down. I would love to do a collab.
I think we've already come up with it. It's Turtle Myrtler.
Turtle Myrtler.
It's the Turtle Myrtler strain, of course, obviously.
We'll feed it into AI and see what kind of conglomeration AI can make with it.
You guys know who's I'll go ahead and give you guys
the entire concert last night. I went to see Cypress Hill, right? And their entire background, they had this huge thing. My kid's like so unimpressed. It's all AI. This is crap. Right? My kid's 11. He's just like, he's looking at it like, this is garbage right here. Like, look at these graphics. And I'm like, I know, they're just lazy old guys who thought, hey, throw it into AI. And it was like, you could tell everything. Every image had that kind of brushstroke look that it was like classic. You're like, not even good AI. It wasn't even good AI.
You didn't like it either?
I was gonna say, you can do pretty good.
The backgrounds are pretty
AI.
bad, right, Vinny?
You gotta do some cool stuff.
Oh, he doesn't want to say on camera. What? You're nodding yes.
Yeah, it wasn't impressive.
It was there.
It was AI. It was AI.
Who's the guy? Starts the name in the white wrapper.
The white rapper.
That guy? But the crazy one.
Eminem.
Yeah,
the crazy one.
I would say
his other name is Jody something. Yeah.
Fucking Rip Rap.
Rip with the teeth. I know. I'm right away. I'm thinking teeth.
The
white
guy
with teeth.
So that guy That guy is the king of fucking strings.
I'm pretty
He'll
sure.
just sit, there's just some he'll fire. I'll be like, Cinnamon Sandman, fucking alligator bacon. Like, just ask him. He comes up and he'll start rattling off.
That
shit.
shit
You're
would
like,
not sell.
I'm pretty sure the show is
Cinnamon
meant to be about the
Sandman,
orchestra in 30 years. Not
I know. I'm just saying my kid wasn't impressed with the graphics because
Yeah,
they just went
yeah.
lazy on it. Instead
Yes.
of being all like, hey, I've got 30 years to work on this.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's whack this together with some AI real
They did
quick.
it in 30 minutes.
Yeah, you were supposed to watch the orchestra.
I know.
It was a once in a lifetime experience.
It was good, but you know, you can always improve.
It wasn't a laser show. It was lasers.
Lasers, man.
There was,
Reminds me of
there was
being a kid.
absolutely zero lasers. We had no lasers.
Well, and one of the cool things I've seen recently is
Zero?
fucking the drones. Like, right? Like, we did all the drones.
The
so
drones
make,
are sick.
Like, over EDC and like make like little spinning balls and shit. Like, man,
The Grateful Dead one was epic, obviously.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Damn, I haven't seen any of that.
Tipper
I gotta-
shows are
I'll have to
awesome.
Look that up.
Just
Yeah, it's
wait till
insane.
they start deep faking, like real fake. and,
Deep
like,
fake, real fake?
You know, like they,
Deep real fake.
they
That sounds like a
use the
football play.
drones to make like a spaceship or something like that and
Dude,
get
they're just
everybody
getting
to-
us primed right now. They're like, whoa, look at that dead head. Look at that. Look at this. It's got to steal your face, bro. and next, it's going to be like, holy shit, it's aliens. And it's aliens.
Stone
back.
guy on the right.
Where's my
in the
alien
house.
friends at?
Well, they're in the studio right now. Just walked in.
Hello.
Wearing
Yeah.
green.
Hello.
Goes by Stone Guy on the right. He's here.
Beam me up.
Yeah.
Stoned High. I was gonna say I got
Stone
seen by
guy.
Snow High, not Stone Guy.
On the right.
Stone guy. So, what do you got? So, let's talk about your specials for this right now, James, because we're getting.
Oh, we got shoutouts.
We're getting to the shout out zone. We're getting to the
Is
shout out
raw?
zone.
You're gonna discount raw and
Very nice.
you know, double
No,
done.
that wasn't it. Wasn't it? So we did just get in the Indian land race stuff,
Oh, and next week we're gonna have him on.
which
yes?
kind of foreshadows this. So next week we will have him on. He says I asked him if he wanted to be on, and he was like, so I have lots to say since 2020. So
It's
I
been a
realized
while. I know, it's been a
3
while.
years.
It's crazy.
So-
Everyone's been bunkered down in their houses, just working on strains.
Yeah. But I was thinking though, Dunn,
Shanti
I was going to ask him, and you probably should too, but like, wouldn't that just be epic to go with him and be like, hey, I'm going to go with you for like fucking 30 days. Just, I'm going to come around and hang out.
So
Just have
next
him
week,
take you to all these
Indian land
places.
race, awesome,
Yeah.
and a big deal going on. And then you've got the drop going with. Also, what about because we didn't have him on the show, but you still have the same. You've also brought on.
First
was it
Principles.
First Principles? Yes.
Correct. They were indisposed. Had already something that to do this weekend. I had
fine.
overspoke for them, so
No
they'll
sweat it.
be on with us at a different time.
That's all right. We had more time. We had more time to chill anyway. It's better.
Yeah.
But they're also just joined your corral, I should say, right? How many breeders you got now? What's your
Stable.
Where are you at?
We've lost a few, and I say lost a few because they like Odie, right? Like I love that dude, but he's not making gear anymore. I wish it-
Look at him. He's right here. He's right there.
Make me some quantum. Like that's still probably like my best seller. He was my go-to for short flowers.
He's looking on his
make
phone like he's going to
quantum?
make seeds magically on his
Quantum
phone
Kush.
somehow. He's like, I'm making seeds as we speak.
He's like a fucking 32% dumper. Quantum Kush was excellent. Odie's the champion of everything Doctor Who.
Odie, he misses your
Jackie.
dumper.
Yeah, he misses your dumper, Odie.
So I missed that guy's stuff. But you know,
Oh, and
some
your
breeders have
stuff.
just they've moved on to bigger, you know, bigger things. And so, you know, then of course we've lost some just to the bad times of
The plague.
them passing away of old age. Yeah.
Oh.
Which we haven't. I hate to knock on wood, but we haven't had that happen in a while, so that's good.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Yeah, I know.
As an older breeder guy, thanks a lot.
I've got it. There's a list.
Yeah, we're older breeder guys. We're not
Older breeder
kids.
guys.
You're
So,
OG, you're not old.
You're still a kid to me, Adam.
Could die any minute.
Every day's a blessing. Fall right over.
That's the
He's
lesson
at
you
any
get.
minute now.
I was gonna say Vinny's gonna use that cut next time we're on.
He's already. He's
Oh.
played.
So First Principles, they've got like Electric Candy, Milano Central, the Frosted Flurry Floss, Arthur's Milkshake, which is like they use like a Boschio Gelato male they cross with. So But they will be on next week. They got like a King of Runts and Roll, Spectrum Station Sorbet, so that kind of stuff.
You know, we have to add a component to when you join the show, James, because it's very enlightening. But we need to figure out a way, especially when you know the breeder who's coming on next week. We need to have something grown by some of their genetics, flowered out.
Look at you, instantly magically appear. Somehow magically appear.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking it's when eventually when Odie gets off his, starts breeding again.
Okay, Kaiser.
So Odie's the type of breeder who he's a guy who walks around with like 10 phenotypes, 15 phenotype jars, and he'll just smoke them all. And then whoever jar empties first, that's generally the jar he keeps, and the plant he keeps.
That's not a bad way to measure. That's not a bad way to measure it at all.
He's a great guy, 3rd gen grower. So I had second gen release as well yesterday, which was the 232. I don't know why they call it 232. I've got to ask JD that, but it actually uses the MK Ultra female or Master Kush, but that's MK. So crossed with DJ Short's Blueberry. So pretty good strain.
Nice.
Got that on the website. Looks great. How long ago was MK Ultra made?
2002.
Right after you got abducted by aliens.
So I got it in '99. I got the OG in '99, and then I released MK in 2002
So that was
that's the G13 cross. That's the OG there.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, we should have had a 20-year anniversary party.
I should have had it, man. Shoulda, coulda had it.
So what was before that?
What's that?
Looks great. Well, MK Ultra, because we're going on almost 25 years that MK Ultra made.
Did you just get him?
What's going on here? I heard a doubled up. Do we double up?
Yeah, there's somebody with hello.
Oh.
I hear you.
So MK Ultra is like 23 years old. So what was before that? Like we were talking about 25 years.
Sage was kind of like before that was my mainstay, and that was pretty much what I was running. I mean, I smoked that as my daily driver every day, and pretty much was trying. It was because it had like that terpenoline vibe to it before terpenoline became the Jack, and then it kind of ruined everything, right? But it was like it still had that like uniqueness to it where it was like hazy but not haze, and it was hard to. It was like a love-hate thing, and you could tell took a long. Like I was always like championing that one flavor as long as I could, and then I got the OG and OG and Sour Diesel on the same trip in '99, and then kind of that. Obviously, when I was like, okay, well, that is a whole new fucking chapter right there. And then it was harder to keep then I had just my dedicated Sage people, and then obviously the OGs and the Sours became more. That's when I did Sage and Sour. Did that cross.
Which you gave me some when I was there. I didn't realize it had that much color in it. I didn't realize
that's a particular cut that's around here in Colorado that was selected by Jaron from 5/8. But yeah, in general, and there's some throwback. And same with the MK. There's like a purple pheno of MK. That's the one. You know what I mean? And like that comes out doesn't come out all the time. So it's like that's like it pops up, and you're like, okay. I've had people they tell me about MK, and I'll be like, is it purple? They'll be like, yep. And I'll be like, yeah, you're just lucky because it's really,
Is that Sage and Sour one that comes out purple a lot? Because I've seen it in a lot of other places where it didn't have much color at all.
No, that's what I mean. It was also like a throat. That was kind of like an outlier.
Which is always... That was the unicorn.
Which is always fun,
So Mark, can you throw up my the website in the background? So if you go to like raw genetics page, just click up there on raw and you'll have it. But I was just flipping through just on the search bar in the top. I'm like using my mouse to do it.
Stop the Twilight Zone.
I got a few readers there.
Raw genetics.
Yeah.
Let's see.
There we go. I was trying to find the list of everything we sent over to you, and I was struggling to find it.
So the peanut butter is great. So on the side there should be like on the side of my screen.
Oh my God.
There's a new search bar, or should be a search box. somewhere on the website. I'm not seeing it there. I see it on mine. But
there it is.
Up top?
Should be like a text cloud that has all the strain names in it, or all the like a search cloud. That's weird. I don't see it. I see it online.
It's because we're banned.
Does not compute.
Got to double check that plugin.
I know. God.
We have to update Windows probably.
Yeah. All right. So now, on mine, on the side of it there, you'll see a box. And it's got on a tag cloud. I know that other people can see it, so I don't know what the hell. It's weird. Because other people, we're all on Macs though.
It's okay. I guess because our computer's old, maybe Cultured Biologix wants to buy us a computer, and we'll call it the Cultured Biologix computer on the
Basically, there's just a tag cloud, and it has
maybe
like
if you're
a
nice,
tag.
I thought we were getting the Globfather computer already.
Do you want to separate things by proteins or by limonene? So, but hey, why don't you tell us about peanut butter pie?
Peanut butter pie is a super performer. That's one of the stuffed French toast crosses. So you can expect super low leaf ratio, very dominant growth with thick branches. They get tall, they stretch and flower. They definitely return on your time with that stretch. Typically, they throw down pretty large flowers just about every pack. I mean, I feel like people find a winner in every pack on those. And because Georgia and stuffed French toast both wash, the frequency of washers is also very high in this line. So if you go to jar testing your hunt, I wouldn't be shocked to find more than one, honestly. This line is really, truly a performer. Like, we've got one that we call Toasted Pecan. The flowers are legitimately like cannons. Like, they're so large, it's like a 4-light type of plant, and and it's like 4-light of like weed that you want to smoke, not 4-light of like, whoa, look at this fucking moisture controlled mass. It's like it's hard not to say like super boof, because like super boof's a strain now, so it's like right. But yeah, man, peanut butter pie is going to give you gas. You're going to get gelati. You're going to get like a really special gas from the cookies and cream French toast, and then
gas,
that with
please.
the gelati.
Please, like, we don't.
Sorry.
Less gas for Dave.
Less gas
for Dave. Just for Dave. For
Dave.
For Dave. Not
we got some strawberry stuff.
Peanut butter. Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit's frosty though.
That looks really nice.
So what strawberry did you use?
So I definitely went straight to cookies and cream, or strawberries and cream F2. Like, I had some friends that were hunting big on it, so I was able to get males. They were kind of just like tossing them. I was like, oh, let me check those out. And I wanted to make strawberry fritter, which is why I started that project originally. And strawberry fritter is like a really great line. I need to crack into it and take it to F3 next. We, released F2s. We did a fem line. We did a traditional line with it. And then from that, we built slushies also, which was strawberry fritter Skittles. And then we did a slushies fem line, which a lot of really great strawberry candy profiles come out of that as well. So I just, wherever the best profile already exists, I just don't know why you would redesign the wheel. You just need to kind of build on that and go forward.
So something I'm seeing here is you work a lot of lines. Like, some of my guys will just put out, like Canorado we talked about earlier. When he does a release, like we won't see the freezer line again, right? Like, when those seeds are gone, they're gone. And he won't do an F2. And like, when Bodhi doesn't work anything, like Bodhi just helps plants have sex. That's what he does, But you love Bodhi, but it seems like you like to work for lines and go for things.
People started requesting more line work. I mean, initially, what was kind of the driving force was just the passion that we have for doing this, and people loved hype crosses, right? So we've done a ton of those, which have been really great. But going forward, people wanted to see more like, F2, F3, F4 stuff, which really drove me to want to do back cross work more, because line work the other way, I think, is a little bit harder. It takes a little bit more touch. So,
and what are you looking for when you're making these backs, these F2, 3s, and 4s? Like, what are you going for?
So, like, right now I'm doing the ZBX stuff. I've got a Gelato 41 back cross line that started. We're calling that the Riz. And so I'm just trying to lock in what's already special about those plants. With Skittles, my goal is definitely to make it more commercially viable, because it's we all know
Yeah, we kind of know we know the weak points there. Yeah.
Such a fucking daddy's girl. Always needs support.
But she's definitely already getting substantially better. And like I said, we're at BX3, and I've got a friend with a lot of space and a rec market hunting at scale. So we're going to be able to, really pump up the numbers on that. And so I think, the goal really depends on the project. And another thing we're starting to do is like some FEM F2 stuff with our proven lines too. So.
And that's something where I think if you have the ability to do that, like some of my bigger guys there, I think are putting out great work. Like Exotic and like Fletcher. When they can run fucking numbers, right? You can run at populations of 5,000. You can go in there and be like, cool, these are all great, but that one is fucking special. And so I think that is such having the ability to do that and having the ends with the rec market and ends with somebody that was just say, let me pop all these, they'll all be viable some way, you can sell them all. They might not look all exactly the same, but let me go through and look and pick.
They all look the same in a pre-roll in the rec market, I'm sure. Sent off to extraction, pending, right,
or an Oklahoma blast into a pen.
Well, and if they
the rec market's an interesting place.
If they were all the same, it wouldn't be any fun either, because not everybody's looking for the same thing or shooting for the same goals. Like the one guy might be running just for flower sales, and the other guy's looking just for hashers. That's what makes it interesting, because there's like a spot for all the plants.
Yeah.
Right. Which is super interesting is what each breeder goes for different things. Like if they all went for one thing or other, then I wouldn't need any of them. Because they all go for different
things. Unless you're growing for a factory, then you want to have it always exactly the same. But for anybody in anything smaller than that, it's always the magic in every single combination, which makes it interesting, right? That's what keeps it kind of rolling. Otherwise, we'd all be bored as fuck if it was like, yep, and there we go. It's all the same.
It's the fun of the chase.
Yeah, we did a good job.
But we don't all know the chase. So that's the thing. We have a lot of new people in the market, and people who think that it's like corn or it's like my bell peppers, right? Like I'm going to buy a pack of Tangy and I've got Tangy. Well, yes, you have Tangy, but you might not have the best expression of Tangy, right? There's a phenotype of Tangy. Just because you bought a 10-pack doesn't mean, or I'll see bigger companies come to me with like, $5-10 grand, and they'll be like, okay, I want 50 strains or 100 different strains. I'm like,
or what about bulk orders?
You want like 10. You maybe want like 10 strains and dial those fuckers in. Make it pheno. Don't just because you can buy like 50 strains, don't like get 10, dial those in, and buy a bunch of seeds.
And you see that on any scale, even if it's like a tent. You know what I mean? You'd do better if you put all the same thing in the tent at once, and then. But people don't, because they only have. I want to have 5 different flavors, and it's like now you have 5 things.
They pop 2 seeds of a bunch of different packs.
That's
and then
they're pissed off about it.
And then you end up
and then they'll be like, "Oh, I had a bad experience." And I'm like, "How many did you pop?" They're like, "I popped 1." Right. And I'm like, well, you got at least 4 more, bro, at a minimum.
I hear it all the time. I'm like, well, wait, I popped like 4 of these, and they weren't any good. I was like, well, just pop the other 6. He's like, no, but these first 4 weren't any good. I was like, well, you got to call me, pop the other 6. If you're still unsatisfied, give me a call back. I'll hook you up. But you got to at least give me a chance here.
Well, yeah, and if you try to do too many things in one space, you're going to end up overcompensating on one and under on the other, and just like there's no way to do the.
You're gonna have a bunch of subpar grown plants instead of just doing it.
Pheno hunting is very hard work. I mean, I feel like people kind of underappreciate how complex it really is to like. Even at a mid-scale or depending, it's different for everybody. Even if you're running a little tent and you're a hobbyist, you've got 10 different phenos. Each one of them has a different demand. Scale that up.
Yeah.
It just gets infinitely more complex.
And you want to pick ones that are easy to trim, right? Like you don't want to get the fucking larfy one that's maybe hits 2 of the boxes, but the trim, it's just a fucking nightmare. Like she's going to get passed up.
Those ones are getting bucked down onto dry ice for hash.
I just feel like anything you pheno hunt, like you can see probably about 30-40% of its potential, and then you've got to get it and then scale it and run it again and again to really see is it hitting or exceeding the previous marks, or at least maintaining that level, because sometimes they don't and sometimes they get better, right? So it's like on a pheno hunt, I just feel like that's at least what I always see. Like you get a good glimpse at potential, and usually that leads to a good result. But sometimes you're like, man, that was like a 9 over here, and now it's a 5.
So one of the guys I totally respect that he doesn't make gear anymore, but his name, he goes by the name of Dutch Some people know
Oh,
what
yeah.
I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah, we
Shout
do.
out, Dash. He used to say, whatever you're looking for in a cross, it's there. Like, don't give up on it. Fucking, you just gotta make it. You gotta look through some more of it, but it'll be there for you. You just have to run enough of them. So I always thought that was. He's like, I didn't used to think that. I used to have to overwork shit. He's like, but it's there for you. You just gotta. But he was able to grow at scale at one of the larger Colorado things too. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dutch. We got to actually round
Dutch.
it up here though, because we got to hit our we got to hit all of our
Thanks for
sponsors.
your time, guys.
And like yourselves, James.
Yep. Seats are now.
And
specials going.
Yeah.
Free Jokers with every order. You get a free single pack of Jokers. Free shipping over $100.
Look at you, Joker.
My birthday.
Look at you, you little Joker, you.
Yep. Next month is Granddaddy Perps. One free with Granddaddy Perps with every order. My birthday is the 29th, so that day it will be like 25-30% off the store. The whole thing. No holdbacks. Just whatever.
What's the price on Odie's line?
They're unavailable. Like $400
$1 million,
a pack, maybe.
$1 million, right?
$600 a pop.
Oh, damn!
Yeah.
I have a few in the freezer. I'm gonna
$600.
bust those
I'll
out.
sell them for you.
I'm busting them out.
I'd put money down that a pack of Quantum would probably go for $1,000. 2014 High Times winner, dumped for 32, 30s.
Gonna have to go dig around in my freezer.
Everybody,
See what I got.
everybody misses the dumpers, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
Odie's dumper.
Odie's dumper. I can see it already. I can see the graphics already.
Yeah, Kaiser.
So who we're making fun of is Homegrown Natural Wonders. He was used to.
Okay. I remember.
Odie Diesel. Yeah, he released through TGA for a while.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I was gonna say TGA, man. Cool. I remember that back in the day. Yeah, when you're talking about Sage and Sour and all that, and like, because you've been around so much longer than we have. Those were like all the things that I used to hear about when I was listening to fucking Danny Danko's High Times podcast. He had like DNA. Bro, like those were the early days for me. I was just over there like scheming in the lab, like in a garage somewhere going like, bro, I think I could do this.
Dude, I was with you like that. So that's how I was first turned on to that. I used to play this podcast when I was in my grow rooms. I always had the radio on because
if you're a grower or you're thinking about starting your first crop.
Always have a fucking radio hooked into your power, the same power that your fans are on. And if your music's never on, your fucking fans aren't on. So always hook a radio into your fans. So I would always have Dunn playing in the background, fucking. I'd be in there trimming, and I would be like giving my girls their history, right? Like listening to all the podcast, Trim Jail or whatever it was. But I'd always hear this fucking.
This show is
back. No, we brought it back.
What the fuck is that?
We brought it back. We have it again.
Yeah.
We brought it back.
The torch. Acoustic.
We needed
the audio was so bad. Oh my god! So like you could barely hear Dunn because Dunn was
the important thing.
And Mitch was like way up here. So
wait, hang on. Danko has something to say. Hold on. What is that, Danny?
Information was so scarce back then. There was nobody to listen to. I think you could find like some random subcool shit, and like you said, the recording of it was like somebody standing in the back with a microphone on like a home cam or something like that. It was like in the grow room, like trying to listen over all the fans and static and shit. Just like I think I learned something. I don't.
Yeah, that's where the coolest conversations took place, though, right? Like fucking.
Yeah.
That's the one
now, bro, people are so lucky now because I know I do a good amount of interviews, and I feel like there's so many amazing podcasts like this and other platforms where you can just get direct info. And before, like, we were just really lucky if we would hear anybody talking publicly.
So we got to take this to the Patreon. I'll send you the link if you want to come to the Patreon. I'm going to give away some packs of first principles in the Patreon. So
there you go. Adam Dunn Show. That's worth your $1.05 this week.
The important thing is to free the flower.
Yeah.
What's that, Danko?
Yeah, it's Inside Baseball with Adam Dunn here,
Oh, Danko.
Oh, okay.
Buddy.
Danko in the house.
We don't have Dutch Danko, do we?
It's a pleasure to have you on.
Oh, thanks, Danny. All right, buddy. Cool, guys.
All right, man. Thanks for coming on, and we'll definitely link up again with you. Take care, Brad.
We'll see you in a few minutes, James.
All right, see you guys.
And let's exchange info so we can get him a Dabax, okay? James?
Just relax, bro.
There you go.
Thanks, Danny.
And where are you, Mr. Kaiser Soza? because look, you can
So
look
High
around.
Cafe,
We're making it
baby.
easy for you.
I was like, am I allowed to plug my T-shirts?
Of course.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I dropped my link to get all my T-shirts in the chat. I have to get a new cell phone because unfortunately I can't be on Discord or Instagram.
My God.
So I
He
have
still
to
has
get
the same problem?
A new cell phone number so that I can play the social media again with all my friends.
I thought Discord was like that place, man. You're the first person I have
Banned from it
ever
all.
heard
Yeah.
being banned from Discord. I mean,
Did
they
you
talk
still-
about
It's
dark
not hard.
web shit on the Discord, like crazy fucking shit, overthrowing shit, you know, and they banned you?
I'll find a way to get kicked
Holy
out.
fuck, what are you talking about?
Anyway, let's. So High Cafe, 4300 West Alameda, right where we are, right here.
Oh, yeah.
We will be having lots of little tiny desk
Yeah,
valley
something
concert-y
like that,
vibe
yeah.
things going on
Concert-y
here,
vibe.
so it's gonna be cool.
Well, wait,
if you're a
did
DJ and you're interested in coming here and using our facility, because we will have we have a little studio going in because we want to expand our studio skills here because we got untapped
We have a professional DJ.
untapped talent. Well, we have and then we have Mark.
We were talking about
it's a pleasure to have
living
you on.
longer earlier too. I was gonna say if I eat one of those French dip sandwiches from Vinny like every day, I think I'll live till I'm like 120.
My wife was like, he was so happy. I was like, yeah, he was, and she was like, couldn't believe how happy he was because he was standing there. I can't believe it. It was like he had met Jesus.
Dude, it changed my entire perception
It's a good fucking
of
sandwich.
tortilla sandwiches.
I just had some
100%.
tamales that were killer too.
Like
I
good
watched
stuff.
Odie
A pastrami version.
take 2 bites and the tamale was gone. Right?
They were delicious.
That's
5-star reviews. Check it out.
He's not even objecting to it.
SoHighCafe.com.
We're not even
Check it out
lying.
during the
We're
week.
not even lying.
Yeah,
These are all
5-star.
truths.
Check out the show.
Studiozo.
Cold brew.
Ozo coffee served here. It's the only place it's probably sold in Denver, right?
Stay
is.
tuned for the SoHi sessions.
No, it's
Unless
sold
you're doing it
at
at
coffee
home.
shops and in restaurants.
Okay,
Brewed with
thanks for ruining our
Eldorado.
exclusivity. Thanks for ruining the exclusivity.
I think it's the only place you can come buy a cup.
There
to
you
get
go.
one.
Point
There you
around,
go.
point
You
at
can-
stuff.
you
like,
can,
yeah.
you know.
Do one of those. Yeah.
Buildasoil.com, 855-877-SOIL. You have to call them and ask for the done deal. You can't go to you can go to the website, find the product you want,
Yep.
but you got to call them and ask for it. Just tell them you heard about it on the show.
Yeah, top notch. Of course, our buddies Miles is over there with his fermented plant extract line, which is
The
amazing.
landlady's got the shirt on.
Yeah,
Landlady's there
shout out
representing
Weed
right
Tastes
there.
Good.
Everybody's representing always there. It's definitely one of the most as far as shirts that you wear that you get the most contact with people because people they love it. Like doesn't matter where you go, someone's commenting on it, which is awesome. So I love shit like that.
Buildasoil.com.
And they know
I actually won that mushroom kit last year at CandyCon right there.
there you go.
Nice.
That one right there. You think it was that one?
That
or-
one.
Yeah, it was that exact one that they had in the photo.
Nice. There you go. I like that.
I remember that in the box.
Colorado Springs medical patients, go to greenfarmsmed.com or look up Green Farms on Google, and you can go right to their story, go to their website, ask for the done deal when you get there, or if you place it online, you get 10% off. But you know what? I have a feeling if you went down there, you'd probably tuck yourself into a bigger discount. So just go into the store. He has turbo cord there. Okay, like that's the equivalent of making your own hash hole.
Ooh.
Hi-oh.
Hey.
All right.
Ooh. Damn.
What the heck?
Exactly. Green Bros.
Green Bros with a Z. If you enter Done Deal or you call, because you're going to probably have a rep down there and mention the show, you get 5% off all big ticket items, but you get 10% off the harvest bucket. So all you have to do is have a drill and a bucket. You put that thing on it.
Shout out to Dog Days.
Shout out to Dog Days.
Just shout out to Dog Days. He knows
Green
what's up.
Bros. Okay. With a Z.com.
That's right. With a Z, of course.
I've been meaning to get one of those for like 6
Well, you
months
better
now.
get one.
Get on it. Get the little bucket
Well,
deals. Because
yeah.
I'm telling you.
Get the little bucket deal.
Come on, 10% off. Tell them
Our-
bring it in here.
Yeah. Our next sponsor won't even accept stuff
Oh.
unless it's from Green Bros.
You need to, exactly. They don't even accept any other product except to do their processing unless it's been.
That's a hell
Unless it's
of a
been
shout
Green
out.
Bros trimmed.
Yeah, we're
That's
talking
what they
about
say.
Colorado and Oklahoma's concentrate focused dispensary, Apothecary Farms.
Which you're going to get in touch with next time you go there, and make sure we have a. Make sure we get their contacts or at least have them help us out getting the dunk tank, because they are.
The ones that have the dunk tank.
They had it last year. Tell them we need it here next bar terp town on the 12th.
Next bar terp town.
Because Dave can't wait to
I
get.
cannot wait.
He can't wait. He can't wait for the
Odie
dunk tank.
too.
Odie can't wait to throw the ball at the dunk tank thing, 'cause he's already been prepping. He's already been out here practicing just because I told him it might happen.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
I love it.
So get on it, please.
Apothecary Farms is one of the first shops that I knew of that had the diamonds and sauce type of stuff out commercially, and they call that the ambrosia product, and they also have SHO.
Rosin.
Disposable 1 gram ambrosia vessels.
They're amazing.
In SHO or regular, they're regular ambrosia.
Yes.
They have I tried a rosin cart.
They're good.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. This was the first advertiser on the show that Mark suggested, because I just said, well, let's find products that you use.
Yes.
And they've been with us now 4.5 years.
That's right.
Thank you, Apothecary.
Yes. Fire.
ApothecaryFarms.com.
Oh, have we not said enough?
No, you can't. You have to
Dab
continue
X,
to say, but you
please.
can't say enough. It's the best dab rig, electronic dab rig on the market.
Hands down.
Get that done deal.
All right,
That's a hell of a
I'm
rig with a
convinced.
torch.
I'm
It's so
convinced.
good. And there's a couple times a year where, man, they have a really good deal, like the 33% off.
Yeah,
deal.
That was good.
They just
They
finished
just
it.
finished it. Oh,
God
I know,
damn.
for
just finished
710. Yep. So 420, 710, but you know.
However, you can always use the Dunn deal even during those times, and he will always match whatever that great special is.
Sick.
Yeah. So, go to dabx.com, enter Dunn deal at checkout. It's $240 shipped.
it's fire though.
And they have the rocket.
Oh.
It's okay. They have the rocket, which turns any rig into a dab rig.
We have to go back all the way.
It's all right.
There it is.
There it is.
Always match.
Dabx.com.
They work really good.
Dabx.com.
Ozocoffee.com. Enter DunDeal23 at checkout. You get 20% off your order. It is
If you're in Denver, you come here and get it. If you're
Yeah.
in Boulder, you got a couple spots.
3 or 4. I
At
believe
least.
in Boulder.
At least.
Yeah.
Or you
Long
can get
At
a
least
cup here at
4
SoHi.
in Boulder.
No. First you come here.
Yeah.
Then you go up there.
Vinny made an amazing espresso macchiato.
There you
Traditional, not that fuck
Wow,
the other
Skinny
place.
Vinny?
Nice.
Is that what that's called?
Is that a skinny Vinny?
Oh.
No.
I've never heard that one, but it's espresso
Should
with
be.
2
That'd be
shots of
funny
foam.
if that was the actual
Lots
name of
foam.
it.
That would be fun.
Oh, I know all about that.
There's a sign over here.
Ozocoffee.com, Dunn Deal 23, 20% off your order. Just get the subscription, enter the code once, bingity bangity boogity.
Yeah,
That's right.
That's the way to go.
Get your hands out there, you
Right when you run out, it's arriving.
14erboulder.com, enter Dunn Deal at checkout, or excuse me, July Dunn Deal, and you get 20% off all of your pre-orders. So available on anything right now, even sale items. It's an amazing deal. 20% off.
It's a blowout.
You get a gram of rosin for under 25.
Man. Yeah,
24 bucks.
Those stale rosin grams.
You can't even say it already. Flop, flop,
There
flop.
you go. And Jimmy's job.
Tasmanian devil.
14erboulder.com.
PegasusBags.com.
Oh my goodness. We keep talking about this. A month ago at MAPS, there were at least 20 different mushroom bag vendors. They all appeared to get their bags from Pegasus Bags. So if you go to PegasusBags.com and enter Dunn Deal at checkout, you get 10% off anything they sell in the store.
This right here is the deal. They started doing their own sterilized 3-pound sterilized millet bags. So if you don't have a like a pressure cooker to do your own sterilization and all that stuff, you can just get the bag already sterilized that you can just inject with LC or spores and get yourself going.
There you go.
That's awesome.
3-pound sterilized millet, $25. at
Why are
the
you
end of
guys
the
showing
Dunn
me
Deal.
all this stuff I need to buy?
And get the done deal.
You're like,
Don't forget to type in the done deal.
Dunn Deal.
yeah.
Bangers.com with an S.
Bangerscanada.com.
bangerscanada.com. If you're a California,
I'm just popping in. So on this Patreon, let's talk about some JBZ gossip and the cookies drama, huh?
I can't hear
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. See ya.
What do you mean you can't hear anything?
My headphones just went dead.
Oh, boy. I don't know. I think that's God talking to you. He's saying,
Dave is cut off.
God has spoken. You have been cut off right at the Bangers. Bangers came down on you hard.
You got to be a California licensed grower.
Okay.
Reach out to Bangers. Mark said the website.
Bangerscanada.com.
Nothing?
Yeah.
You got nothing?
Nothing.
You killed him? Oh, there you go. That looks like a problem.
I probably pulled it out. There we go.
There you go.
Okay.
Dave's
My
back.
fault.
Dave's back.
Bangerscanada.com.
Bangerscanada.com.
And we're all cursed. Yeah, we thought God had spoken.
I kicked my fucking cord out.
He'd
So
be out of the
next
van
week
all
on the show, Jared from Hortitech.
Oh, next week too.
Will be on the show.
Next week's another banger of a show, I should say. But
We heard from a North Dakota grower, minus 70 degrees for 3 consecutive days, and it was 72 degrees in his greenhouse. That has to be the mic drop moment of selling greenhouses, right?
with like 60-mile-an-hour winds all constantly on it too, so it's good. And that kind of rawness. You're like, all right. And there's all these because it's double walled. So you have a little extra.
Was it uphill both ways?
It was definitely uphill both ways. 100%. You got it. You got it.
HortitechDirect.com. Just tell them you heard about it on the Adam Dunn Show. You're going to get 5% off your order. It's a big ticket item.
It's a greenhouse.
5%.
It's a fucking greenhouse over here.
Hey, I think the one that they had, the basic model, was $40,000.
It's not bad.
To go that.
It's not that bad.
Okay, so that's not a bad price for a greenhouse, but that's a significant savings with.
I mean, you make your
off.
return back on like a table of plants.
Right.
Your
first run, you're making your money back.
Yeah.
HortitechDirect.com.
It's a no-brainer. There you go. That was my advertising.
Could be the best new product we've seen this year. Go to yotip.com. Enter Done Deal at checkout. You can get a discount on the products. However, be best if you just got us in touch with any medical dispensary you shop at. We'll send them some samples, and every medical dispensary should be carrying this product. You keep the tip, you pass the joint, right? Just the tip.
Just
the tip.
Hey.
They have
You can say that joke every single time. You can use that joke.
Right.
That's the beauty.
Good
of
for
it.
parties.
Once again, he pulled out the just the tip over here.
It'll save you from a lot. They're gonna incorporate Adam's
The
line.
amount of times you get to recycle the joke is already worth it.
Terps, not herps. Is gonna
Terps, not herps.
Terps not herps is going to be on the side
Slogan.
of all of them, actually.
No wook flu,
Yeah.
conference
Wook-free.
cough,
No
the
cook-off.
plague.
Whatever you want.
We've experienced it. It saved us from possible sickness. So everyone gets a tip. Pass the joint. Keep the tip. Go to yotip.com. Tell them you heard about it on the Adam Dunn Show.
Bada bing, bada bing.
Bada
Oh,
bing.
hey, this guy.
Tommy Chong loves them.
This guy over here.
Culture Biologix. It's the best nutrients in the market. If you're looking
Elon. This is Elon talking now. Listen, people.
If you're looking for nutrients that grows the best tasting flower, I'm talking flower where you smell it and you taste it and you're like, damn, that tastes just like it smells. Where did that come from? It makes the best tasting weed. Yeah. It's, I say it's carbon-based nutrients. It's different than your salt-based, but there's so much more that goes into it. It's algae-based, it's protein-based, it's carbon-based, it's microbial-based, it's plant-based. It's the best organic, most advanced organic fertilizer on the market. 0 nitrates, 100% flavor.
There you go.
Mic drop. Boom.
Oh, finally got him.
Enter Done Deal at
Give us
checkout.
it all at one. He's
What's
been
the
working
Done
on
Deal?
that. He's working on that.
It's a done deal.
How much do you get off?
Oh, you get 20% off.
Fuck yeah.
Yo. Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
Bam.
You'd be surprised.
Whoa.
So many people
And
have
it's
been using
already-
that. It's popping.
Yeah? Nice.
Yeah.
That's good to hear.
Odie's ordering some right now to get right back into the seed business.
It definitely has made a change for me as far as like I confidently use. I can walk away from the plants and know that they're like. It's one of those things where like a lot of times you get nutrients where they get so hung up like they need like if you don't feed them the same nutrients again they'll just be like meh. These are like I can bounce around, I can play around with things. There's I love it.
And if you want to see his garden, just join Patreon.
Oh, join Patreon.
He shows, several minutes.
Several whole minutes.
I don't want to say
Grower and a shower.
He shows. He shows everything. He shows his breeding rooms. He shows his flowering room where he has, or his grow room. He has farm animals inside.
Oh yeah, they're all there.
He has
the whole ecosystem. It's a whole ecosystem going on.
Birds chirping, chickens, tomatoes.
That's right.
And some.
I'm hurt and I'm old and I'm fucking tired and I work with fucking children.
Oh, damn.
I think that needs to wrap it up.
That's a wrap it up. That's a wrap it up.
Biologix.com.
I want to get out. It's already 7:30, you assholes. All right. That's right. VerdeNatural.com.
VerdeNatural.com. You can enter Dunn Deal at checkout. You get it's 10 or 15% off your pre-orders in Boulder.
Dude.
You don't get it when you walk in. It's the most fire rosin you will ever smoke. It is. They think about quality from the moment the clone is planted. Okay.
If you want my pick, Future Diesel.
Future Diesel,
Yeah,
that's
get
the one.
Future Diesel from the DabLogic.
Yeah,
that's
loud.
my pick. Nice. Hand up, hands down.
Yeah.
Hands down. Mark
definitely
says
loud.
Future Diesel.
Which one we got here? Can't read it.
That's
Motor
the
breath.
hazelnut cream.
Oh, the hazelnut. Always, yeah. Hazelnut's always good too.
That one's good too.
It was weird though when I opened it. I thought it was like straight garlic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's like straight up like minced garlic.
Yeah, there's that other one, that RGM, that rosemary garlic Margie or whatever. What was that?
Marriage? What?
Marriage.
Marshmallow mouth?
No.
That's what it's
That
called.
was really good too.
Yeah.
But
No, I don't
DabLogic, dude, if you're gonna spend the money on it,
it's fine.
It's the
Absolute
delicious.
highest quality rosin you're going to find in Colorado today.
Yeah. It's like I save those flavors for last kind of thing every week. Oh yeah, I'll just save that one till the very last.
Or when your buddy's in town, you pull out their fridge,
Yeah.
dab them out.
Out the stash.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So DabLogic, VerdeNatural.com.
That's right.
Do it up.
This is the only way to get terp wipes. You go to terpwipes.com/DoneDeal. Calculates it for you. It'll say right there, coupon applied successfully.
Yeah.
If for some reason
You need it.
doesn't, just send us a note. They'll turn it right back on. They told me they turned it on for 6 months and sometimes it just turns off. terpwipes.com/DoneDeal. Bio 360.
Uh-oh, we have some theme song now for Bio 365. Is that what's going on?
Is it Grateful Dead? No. Not the Grateful Dead.
That was a miss.
Bio365.com. They've been with us for about a year right now, or since November. And
Perfect combination with culture right there.
everybody we've turned on to him has loved
I've
it.
seen it.
First soil in space.
First soil in space.
For soil in space.
That's it.
Bio365.com. Send an email to tim@bio365.com if you are a commercially licensed grower anywhere in the country, and he will get a significant amount of whatever grow medium you're using. Try it side by side. You'll see the difference.
There you go. One word.
Adam stopped by last week. I peer pressured, browbeated him when he came on the show. Go to numbnutsco.com to get their CBD and just plain peanut butter.
Be careful how you type that into Google.
Yeah, you're going to get a lot of weird. You're going to get a whole lot of weird things probably from that point on. They're going to be like, "Oh, so your nuts are numb? We have the medication you need."
Cinnamon almond nut butter is amazing. However, if you're a medical patient in Colorado and you want 1,000 milligram tub of peanut butter, click Find Our Nuts.
And go to these places right here
Yeah.
on the screen currently.
Pick one.
Look at them all.
Give them a call ahead of time to make sure they have them in stock.
Probably don't, because peanut butter goes.
It goes fast.
Dude, they're slanging so many nuts.
It's like they're slanging nuts left and right. Yeah, exactly.
Left and right. Odie knows what we're talking about. Numbnutsco.com. So if you go to BreckenridgeOrganicTherapy.com and you enter Done Deal on your pre-order, you get 10% off everything in the store. That was the website, right? So you can't get it if you're in store. They want to be able to track that it came from the show. keep your mouth shut when you go in. Don't start telling everybody online to just go outside.
He said it was okay. He said it was
oh,
cool.
that's right.
Just-
He did.
He said it was fine. Don't worry about it. He said just make sure they do it on the front. You can stand there.
Did you get the done deal with that?
Yeah, boom.
Yes.
Yeah, do that. Do that stuff.
Be that
It's
guy.
actually
stand
Breck-
out front and just
The website is breckorganictherapy.com.
There you go. See,
Actually,
he
we'll
said
send
it
the
was
Globfather up there. He'll just stand outside going, hey, enter done deal. Go, enter
he's
done
ready
deal.
to go.
I already got kicked off Discord, man. I got locked myself.
Don't want him doing anything.
Yeah, that's crazy. We're going to have to devote a whole show to
Dude, my
why
wife
you
already
got-
said, like, when I get my pages back, I'm not allowed to run them. Like, somebody else has to run my pages.
That is
So
definitely
this is a
something.
postured clockwise or counterclockwise?
Sunscape LED.
There it is. Our newest sponsor, Sunscape LED. So if you want to get your hands on one and you're a listener and you think, okay, I know how to get Mark's attention. I've already heard about his nugget fascination. I already know if I just throw a couple motorcycles in there, cats will probably get
Actually,
his
I'm
attention.
thinking you need to be cerebral and start
And Dave,
thinking
we
about-
already know Dave. It's just bagels and what was it?
That's why I don't look anymore.
Puppies,
dogs.
puppies.
I'm bad.
Bagels and puppies.
Puppy bagel. A puppy eating a bagel. Done.
Done.
Yeah, that's it.
No, but you want to
Done
get
deal.
cerebral, and like his player Nikola Jokic likes to race horses, right? So if you had a way of horse racing thing, maybe Mark would figure that out. He'd think that was cerebral.
Totally.
No, tell us why you want the light. All right, if you want to win a light, just really, we'd love to give it to somebody who will really put it to
These are
good
going to be,
use.
and these are no fuck around lights either.
No.
These are serious.
And you said old winners are still eligible for
Yeah,
this
you guys can
new
all
light.
come get creative again.
Come get creative again.
Yes, and yeah, exactly. And it'll be great because then they can also see the difference because they are growing with it. New.
Take
Sunscape
home this
LED.
new shiny light. It's beautiful.
Well, here's another bonus about Sunscape is they have a whole data side to their company. So if you're a commercial company, they have the ability to put data sensors everywhere, tell you everything you need to know about your garden.
Yes, sir. And we'll be seeing a lot more of them.
That's true.
And we've got James coming back on. We've talked to James, and we're here.
AdamDunnShow.com.
Oh,
No
shit.
done deal at our own site.
No,
But you
can't
know
do
what?
it.
You can get a shirt that Mark wears.
Yeah.
You can get warped gear. You can get a coffee mug. Everyone should have an Adam Dunn Show coffee mug.
Yeah, and then bring it here, and we'll give you free coffee. Oh, there you go. I wish we could guaranteed free
yeah.
coffee.
You
Come
walk in with an Adam Dunn Show coffee mug.
You are getting free coffee.
You got free coffee.
Yeah,
no
there you go.
problem,
How's
yeah.
that for a deal?
Can we get some new era fitted Adam Dunn Show hats?
Oh, really? Do we have
Actually, we should have some here in the studio, and if they buy the mug, they get the coffee for free.
I thought we get no shoot.
Yo. You're on to something.
Now we're thinking.
Oh, now you're thinking, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think sometimes.
Wow.
It's the mushrooms.
Whoa.
Buy 10 bagels,
And
get a
he's
coffee.
He's gonna have to
Chalkies.
rest after that
Definitely
one.
not the meat in between his ears.
It's just the mushrooms.
Man, if you want to see more abuse of Dave, just join Patreon. We have another hour of just browbeating going on, and it's going to get worse.
And you will see Adam's grow.
Oh yeah, that happens too. And then all sorts of crazy shit. Oh, and there's going to be some giveaways from James this week, so it's always something crazy on Patreon.
Free
for-
packs of seeds. Come on.
There you go. It could be anything.
Can't argue that.
There will be less than 100 people in Patreon, so you have a very good chance of
Oh,
winning.
how to bring down the numbers? There was thousands last week. How do you
that's
know there's
right.
going to be less than 100? Is this some
I don't know.
psychic
I
thing?
just saw a bunch of new signups because.
Yeah, I thought there was at least 1,000,
Look at that.
maybe
See?
2,000,
Maybe
could be
3.
5,000.
Well, I was trying to let them know they have a better chance of winning.
Oh no,
Because if there's 3,000, they have a much less
There's
chance.
7
of winning.
people in there. They're all fighting for.
There you go.
No,
Work
it's-
with it.
Not only
No,
that, we
they'll
throw out
be
the Zoom
20.
link in case you want to talk to the great Adam Dunn or Dave
Or the Globfather.
It's probably the Globfather. I think at
or
this point,
James Bean at that point.
Did Joe Biden just chime in?
He did.
No.
He did.
Was that Joe Biden?
Yes, he was. You don't have to say the name though. You have to just accept it. It's here. He's here. He's in the room. All right.
Let's go to Patreon.
Let's hit Patreon. We're already late.
Peace.
As usual.
Later, guys.
Dave doesn't know how to end a show.
No.
What?
No, he can't.
nice
He
here.
keeps saying
doesn't.
there's things that you can point to.
Yeah.
Around the room. Point.
Thanks for coming back, guys.
Point us off, please. Point us off this show.
Bye.
Practically every one of the top 40 records being played on every radio station in the United States is a communication to the children to take a trip, to cop out, to groove. The psychedelic check-ins on the record albums have their own.
This is a special question. We don't want you to smoke genetically modified ganja. We want you to smoke the real thing.
Me?
We want you to smoke the natural herb.
Sweet.
Some call it marijuana.
Sweet.
Some call it sensimilla.
Sweet.
Some call it lamb's bread.
The tea.
And some people call it